This is episode 166, right? All right, recording on my end.
Oh, we're live.
Okay, my computer froze. We'll have to wait.
Oh,
There we go. There we go. Great.
Sorry, everybody. We're having technical difficulties tonight.
Right off the bat. Hope you don't mind. Second one that has difficulties. Here we go. There we go. Great. Hold on. There we go.
I thought that was me doing that.
No, that was me. It froze while I was trying to mute it. While I loaded up the so I could talk to people if they're in there. Anyway, we're live on YouTube. I don't know what that means, if there's any sort of badge, like a merit badge for that, but we are live.
Not really.
Let's see. No, nothing.
The reward is the journey, Phoenix. That's what it is.
It should be like a fake star on the Walk of Fame, because I saw today like 25-year-old YouTube star dies in car crash, and I'm like, there are YouTube stars?
Yeah,
like, that shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, there's like 8-year-olds that are pulling down like $50,000 a year. Isn't it piss you off?
Those kids should go fuck themselves.
Absolutely.
Not because I'm jealous, but because they should really just go fuck themselves.
No, they really should go fuck themselves.
I did, when I first loaded my channel, I did an unboxing video making fun of these people because they make so much money unboxing shit.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe, drop a comment down below.
Smash that like button and make sure you follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Grindr,
Instagram.
And check it over. Yeah, we got a his account and check us at it. I'm like, oh my god, fucking calm down, buddy.
But I'm on Twitter Friday night playing Warcraft or fucking Fortnite. Where these kids are playing nowadays.
If I did an honest version of that, me selling myself, it would be check me out on Facebook. I have my notification turns out. I check it every 2 days, and then check me out on Twitter. I will never check it, and you will go ignored for a good while until 6 months later, where I go, "Hey, were you still up to that project, buddy?" And then check me out on YouTube, where I never check my comments, and if I do, it's because I got an alert because Adam sent me something, and he's the only person I really pay attention to. If you're not him, you're not going to get any information from me. So go ahead and do that and subscribe and leave me a like. That's it. I don't do anything. I don't give a shit. I don't care about social media bullshit. Not like I have a life outside of that. I just don't care. I live in the Twilight Zone. Speaking of which.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. That's a signpost up ahead. Your next stop. Dark territory.
I know she's not deaf or dumb or retarded or anything.
Loitering in Wonderland, the Twilight Zone review.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to LIW, the Twilight Zone review, episode 166 for 5/10. The 7th is made up of Phantoms. I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Adam Wilcox.
And then we have Frank nowhere, because Frank did not show up again today, despite the fact that he said he was going to be here.
No show, Frank.
So we got no Frank again, 2 weeks in a row, and we're going to do 2 episodes a day, so maybe he'll be on episode 167. We are live on YouTube for the second time on Adam's page, Raiders of the Lost Flicks. So go check that out every Tuesday night. We'll be live doing something weird. I don't know, some TV show from before you were born, probably, because you were born in 2000, which is fucking crazy. A year I remembered vividly. You were born. You were sucking on your mama's teat while I was like graduating high school, and that's fucking weird to me. That's weird. I don't like it. Adam, let's talk about the 7th is made up of Phantoms.
Oh, we have to.
And then let's push through it so we can talk about a short drink from a certain fountain. But unfortunately, we're stuck in 1964, 1876. So today's episode.
So little to talk about with this episode, man.
You know what's a good place to start? Let me try to cue up Rod's intro here.
Good idea.
We don't have a Frank, so we don't have clips pulled up. But let me try to find it, which is always fun. This is always great. How fucking far into this episode does he start talking? Good Christ, Rod.
It's a while for this one. Yeah.
Here he is. Okay, I just found him. 1964. Oh. let's do the intro first. Guys from 1876 or whatever are hanging out. They're on horseback. One guy gets off. He gets shot with an arrow in the spine. And then it just cuts over to guys on a tank, and they find a wigwam, and they find a canteen that's 80 years old, and it says 7th Infantry or where the fuck it says, right? Adam, what do you remember? What it
Something
said?
like that. Something like that.
And that's it. That's the introduction. The tank looked tiny. I was disturbed by how small that tank looked.
Yeah, I mean, every time I see a tank and I see people in tank outfits, all I'm thinking of is like, these people have to smell each other's BO for probably a lot longer than I'd like to think about. And also, I have a phobia of tiny spaces anyway. So
when I watch Walking Dead and they start having a sex scene, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't want to get it going in a middle of a zombie apocalypse for sure.
I mean, I guess they would smell better than what you're used to, which is the rotting, literal dead. So when you get to someone who only smells like their own shit and sweat, you're kind of like, yeah, you're kind of looking at the best of the situation here. So maybe they smell decent compared to the eyeball falling out, rolling around. Maybe. But that's where they are here. They're sweating. They're in a small confined space. They have a tiny little tank from the army. And let's hear Rod, what he has to say, his excuse for this episode.
Yeah, that's what it was there. June 25th, 1964. Or if you prefer, June 25th, 1876. The cast of characters in order of their appearance: a patrol of General Custer's cavalry and a patrol of National Guardsmen in a maneuver.
That tiny tank.
Past and present are about to collide head-on, as they are wont to do in a very special bivouac area known as the Twilight Zone.
Spooky, spooky. Right?
Well,
When
the thing
with your microphone, I suddenly hear your fan.
Yeah, well, that's because I got the fan off in the distance. It's 77 degrees in here. Just deal with the fan. I'm sorry. It's as far away from the microphone as I can get it without still feeling some semblance of some air coming in here.
Your Axl Rose hair thing doesn't help.
I don't give a shit about that. It just that's keeping the hair off of my eyes, man. Okay. But anyways, this episode fails to justify its own existence because it's like I've seen it like 4 or 5 times. I know I get it like right away. I always figure it out like right away, and then I get it, and then Rod Serling tells us what it's about, and then it's like, well, now what do we do for the rest of the episode? You just kind of sit there and try not to fall asleep because he tells you exactly what you figure out right away. So I'm like, is it supposed to be clever? Am I supposed to? I'm not sure who I'm supposed to be rooting for. I don't fucking get it.
Yes, this episode especially, because there's no character you associate with. There's no real connection to reality. I mean, they do go back and forth to the army, but it still feels like I don't associate with it. And then they're hanging out. Why are they doing like routine sweeps of this area? I have no fucking idea. It's beyond me. It's not like a war zone. I have no idea why they're hanging out there.
Well, it's National Guard, so I guess this is just kind of where they're based out of. So I guess I can let
the U.S. Army on all their stuff.
I can let that one slide because when you're first watching, I'm like, okay, well, it's not World War II. Their uniforms are way too shiny and way too modern for World War II. So like you pick up on that, and it's like, okay, this is National Guard out of maneuvers. I'm like, all right, that's kind of what I thought it was. Their uniforms are too clean to be doing anything Army related whatsoever, even too clean for boot camp standards. But yeah, they're like by where Custer's last stand was, and it's like they figure that out right away, and like that's somehow happening at the same time that they're in the future, and it's like, what is it, like a time warp kind of thing? Or
they didn't go far enough into the time warp, and they didn't go far enough into the characters, so there's literally nothing for me to grasp onto. So what you're watching is people looking like this off screen. This will work for the video on YouTube, not so much the podcast. But you get people going, "Whoa, what was that? Were those Indians? What? Oh, they're playing loud sound effects over speakers. Is those Indians?"
They show a few horse soldiers at the beginning, and then we never see them ever again, which was kind of a letdown. I'm like, why didn't we ever cut back to that?
That's what I'm saying. It should have gone back and forth and had more to do with the time travel. Instead, you see the remnants, and it never made sense why they're seeing it or how they're seeing it or if it matters that they're seeing it. This episode fucking sucks. I hate this episode.
It's like the way that there's so much exposition in the show that they should have basically taken that book you were looking at a minute ago and just hold it up to the camera and just turn it to the audience and just let them read it for as interesting as it is.
It's that boring. And speaking of, two things I want to say real quick. One is before that clip, they're sitting around, they're looking for, because they hear like battle cries and they hear like horses running and they hear Indian yells. And then like it's like they're sitting there scared and they're like, oh my God, is that what's going on? There's noises. And then they hear like the wind and they're like, let's get back in the fucking tank. And I'm like, are they scared of the wind? They're fucking soldiers. They're in the army.
They're in a tank. Like, I'm pretty sure they could take out at least a couple of hundred Indians with the machine guns alone. That's the other thing I don't understand is who am I supposed to be rooting for? Where's the threat? I mean, these are horse soldiers and Native Americans on horses, and they're in a fucking tank. Even if it is a tiny tank, it has firepower. It has way more fire than they got.
You will call them Indians, sir. That's what the episode calls them. And the Indians are all college graduates running tests on the soil, as he clearly states as a sympathetic.
That's the most clever line in the whole episode. They're hippies running tests on the soil.
So let me we started to read this before the recording, but let's go ahead and do it now. Listen to how important Mark Scott Zickery makes this sound. This episode. I'm full screen. Yes, where I should be. Shall I? During National Guard war games near Little Bighorn, a 3-man tank crew hears gunfire, then discovers a teepee and a canteen marked 7th Cavalry. The outfit led to their deaths by General Custer in 1876. Next morning, driving along Rosebud Creek, the men see smoke signals and hear Indian war cries. Private McCluskey fires blind into a dust cloud, and a riderless Indian pony runs by. Both McCluskey and Sergeant Connors believe they are somehow pursuing the path, and soon they will find themselves in the middle of a massacre. Corporal Langsford thinks they're crazy, who then stumbles upon a deserted Indian village. And McCluskey gets an arrow in the back! Exclamation point. Discarding their tank, the three struggle across Rosebud Creek to the scene of a battle and charge into the fray. Later, their superiors find the tank, but no sign of the men. Ellipses. Until they find their names... Until they check the names of the dead listed at Custer Battlefield National Memorial. Way too long of a name. It makes it sound so exciting when you hear it like in short little bursts, little paragraphs like that. But then you watch it for 25 minutes and you're like, what? Who? Why?
It almost reads like a greeting card or an apology for the episode.
Yeah. It's a terrible episode. I don't often... I assume people think when they hear this show, I'm negative on the Twilight Zone. Obviously, I love it. Otherwise, I wouldn't do a review show of it for 166 episodes. But when I see episodes like this, I go, oh, this is garbage. And I get mad. And I just get disappointed. And I have my 3 buckets that I put them in. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Tier 1 is obviously the highest. And I have more in Tier 1 than I have in Tier 3. So I am more positive about the shows than not. But when I saw this, I went, oh, Tier 3. There was no hesitation at all. Just immediately Tier 3. Bye. Have fun down there.
This would be like Moby Dick. If instead of calling it Moby Dick, like the first chapter you read, instead of saying call me Ishmael, it says, and Ahab was strapped upon the whale with a harpoon through his side. You may as well just say the butler did it and print that on the front of the book and then try to sell it to somebody. It doesn't work. With
Mobius Caucus. Moby Dick, like something fucking very obvious.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling to describe this episode because most episodes I go, this is why I don't like it. It doesn't do this or it does this and I hate that. This one is almost an anomaly because I'm sitting there watching it and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? It feels like an idea of an episode, but not a script of an episode, if that makes any sense. Like, here's an
This
idea.
I noticed this was written by Rod Serling, and I'm like, was it though?
Well, this
Was
is
it
Rod teaching at Antioch College. He's just living in fucking Ohio, and he barely showed up. That was the worst whip pan the rod I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was like woods. All of a sudden he's in a room, or where the fuck he is. It was so terrible looking. Rod had almost nothing to do with this episode. He must have been like teaching history in that class one day and was like, I'm gonna write an episode about Custer. It's fucking terrible. It's a first draft at best.
Even if you're a fan of Custer and in history, it doesn't do that justice either.
No.
It doesn't make me any more interested in Little Bighorn than what they,
It makes
you
me
know.
glad he's dead. That's how bad this. Not Rod, Custer, obviously.
Yeah.
I hope that wasn't misinterpreted at all.
I'm sure it was.
I'm hoping. I'm really glad Custer's dead, and the fact that he killed his own men getting there kind of disappoints me, because ultimately it's what made him famous, and then led to this episode, which pisses me off even more.
Here's the part that gives me the biggest headache. Why did they decide to go help?
Well, let's discover what. The beginning was just an introduction of the episode, a summary, if you will, by Martin or my Mark.
Apology.
I keep wanting to say Martin Grimes Jr. He wrote the other Twilight Zone book. This is Mark Scott Zickery. So he has 3 paragraphs. They're real quick. It's only this right here. So this is what he actually thought about it. The premise of the seventh is made up of phantoms is an intriguing one. As a 3-man tank crew encounters physical evidence that they are in the past, empty wigwams, a riderless horse, and so on, but see no human beings until the very end, there is the feeling that they are pursuing an elusive history event, one they eventually catch up with. End of paragraph 1. Okay, that's all true. Okay, any thoughts? Want me to continue?
No, go ahead. Continue. I have no thoughts.
Some things in the episode aren't so easy to swallow, though, such as the fact that the 2 of the 3 men are conversant in the most conversant in the most minute details leading up to the battle. McCluskey, the sergeant asked, "Do you remember what it was that Reno found before the battle?" "Sure," the other answers, as though it was the most obvious thing on earth. "The village." I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I didn't pay attention that much. Last paragraph. Most disturbing is the fact that the episode takes it for granted that Custer's men are on the side of good, and that giving them a modern tank to even up the odds would be a swell idea. It's a cavalry versus engines mentality, and then it seriously damages an interesting idea. So he's not a fan. Yeah. And I completely fucking agree. I don't always agree with Zickery. Sometimes I get in very we butt heads, and I call him out. But this time I agree. This episode sucks.
It's a bad situation, but yeah, Custer deserved what happened to him. So why should I give a shit what one tiny little tank? Yeah, like I said, and then I don't want to jump too far ahead, but you know where I'm going with this. It's like by the time you get to the end, it still doesn't justify this episode fails to justify its own existence. It is a nothing burger. It is just absolute nothing.
There is an episode of this show that does this idea better. And I mean idea as far as base level, going back and forth between timelines with 1800s and now. It's called 100 Yards Over the Rim. Very simple. I don't know if you remember that based on the title alone.
No, I'm not really good with the titles.
It is one guy. He's with his kids. They're taking the Oregon Trail, or Oregon, if you will. They're going that. His kid is dying of some sort of disease. He decides he has to run and get water and supplies and something like that, and everything they need. He runs over a hill, 100 yards specifically, and over that 100 yards over the rim, it ends up being the 60s. And he runs along, and he finds a cafe, and he finds John Frankenheimer's wife, which is why I always bring up John Frankenheimer on the show. He finds his wife, and then her and her husband there give him medicine, and he runs away and goes back to the kids, and then they try to chase after him, and they only find his rifle there in the dust or in the dirt, and they're like, this is 100 years old. And he goes back in time, back to his own kids, and he saves their lives. Great fucking episode. Simple, concise, emotionally driven. I know why he's doing it. I know where this is going. I can track every single beat of it. It's very simple. This episode, for some reason, they go back in time to help Custer and die anyway. Why would you go help that motherfucker when you know he got everyone killed?
I'm still trying to comprehend. Like, I know that a lot of these episodes require a certain suspension of disbelief, or suspension of belief, I should say. But they're in a tank, man. They've got machine guns. I saw the machine guns. One of them had a machine gun at one point in this episode. How is the Sioux Nation going to overpower any kind of a fucking tank or anything that shoots more than one bullet at a time?
Well, I assume what happened is he went back in time. The three guys went back in time. One guy dropped his gun, so they're down to two guns. They show up. They have two machine guns with 60 bullets each, right? Probably. And then they use those bullets, and then they're fucking useless hunks of metal that don't protect them at all. So then they got shot with arrows or trampled or died of malaria. Who fucking knows?
The only thing I can think of is they're on maneuvers and maybe they don't have any decent ammo in their tank because it's, they're not going to be actually firing anything.
And they didn't take the tank.
No.
The tank stayed behind because
they
found it later.
Also odd.
So if they took the tank, they would have won that battle. 100%.
Okay.
Because they could have just, even if they didn't have enough ammunition, like enough rounds to take care of the Indians, they would have just chased them fucking down. What would they have done back in that day to stop them is beyond me. They would have done nothing. Because if a tank attacked me right now, I'd be fucking throwing microphones and shit at it, or Legos. I don't know what the fuck I throw at it. I would die. It would kill me 100%. So they would have won, but they didn't have the tank. So therefore, what the fuck was the point of this episode? I have no idea.
What did they just want to die so they could get their name on a bubblegum card, or I don't understand.
I don't know why they Adam, I hate this fucking episode.
I do too. It's so hard to talk about, man.
Exactly, because I don't know where to begin on saying where I hate it. I guess I'll start with the fact that the three characters have no motivation. They seem not interested at all in the storyline. They're patrolling this area for some fucking reason. I don't know why. They're like, oh, I hear stuff. Oh, that's not true. Oh, this it is. And it seems like this episode would be better, which I always hate saying that, is as an hour. This should be a season 4 episode, because as it is now, I'm like, they don't want to be there. I don't want to be here. They go back in time. We don't see that. And none of it fucking mattered. None of it made sense. None of it added up to anything I'm interested in. So it's just left as this empty black void of an episode that is wasted airspace. It wasted our time.
It feels like previous episodes, and I know you don't like to reference other episodes, that much. So I'm going to kind of try to avoid that a little bit. But
I bring up episodes the whole time.
Okay, well, the one that we reviewed last week about the Adam and Eve one, all right.
Yeah.
Whereas it feels like
also had the number 7 in the title.
They just pitched it in a meeting. They just pitched it, and then they just wrote the pitch and forgot to develop anything else around the pitch. Okay, here's the episode.
So you just basically said what I said earlier. This is a first draft.
Yep.
There's no subtlety. There's no depth. There's no motivation. And there's no characters to hang their hat on. There is nothing here to enjoy.
I feel like the show thinks that the characters are way more interesting than they actually are. Like, oh, McCluskey, he's just a wacky guy, isn't he?
What the fuck is wrong with his face? That was my next note. I'm only on note number 2 right now. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with his face.
I'm proud that you found more than 2 notes for this entire episode.
And they go back after they first hear the cries and all that. They go back and they're talking to their leader guy. I don't know army terms, but and he's like, "That's the bullshit. We're not gonna do that anyway. You're gonna follow along this river here." And they're like, "We can't do that. That's where Custer's men went." And I'm like, "Why the fuck do they care? Why the fuck do they care? Why?" It's like they know they're in the Twilight Zone. They read the script and "Oh, this is pretty shitty. This is dumb. I don't want to be a part of this. Oh, god damn it, here they come, fucking Indians. All right."
Almost feels like I'm watching the Blair Witch Project.
I did write one of my notes is less irritating original of Blair Witch Project.
That's a good analogy because that was coming to mind. I'm like, yeah, these people are about that dumb. They're wearing uniforms. That's really the only difference here.
Because I pictured a scenario because they keep like hearing the noises and then seeing like wigwams and teepees and shit. So I pictured a scenario where someone is fucking with them and just like blaring Indian war cries over a speaker in the distance, like, yeah, this is so funny. And then like they're looking over there, okay, let's throw up some wigwams really quick, like they have those quick tents, and they're just near the back, like in the bushes, like, oh, these motherfuckers are believing this shit.
Here's what would have been cool. All right, and I know you hate doing these, but since there's nothing left to talk about, let's just fucking do that. Here's what would have been cool. That's actually what happened. Okay, like somebody's fucking with him.
Okay.
Flash to the people that are fucking with him, and then the episode ends with one of those people getting an arrow through the chest. Even that would have been something just a little bit more to hang on to than what we got here. You know, it's not much, but it's something more than what they gave us.
See, that would have been an extra step there, where you that'd be a double twister, what we call. I mean, Frank called.
That would have probably been another $20,000.
Another arrow. Oh, another edit back to an actor going, oh, an arrow in my back.
Yeah. We have to pay for craft services an extra day because you want to have some extra people in your show. Nope, can't do it. Cut.
Bye.
Print.
Season 5. We gotta roll along. Season 5 makes me wish season 4 was longer. That's how bad season 5 is so far.
You're always mentioning that this is the reason why you prefer TV shows to be like 10 episodes, so that you can trim out all the fat and the bullshit episodes. And you know, this is something you release on as a Blu-ray extra. Lost episodes.
Yeah. The episode we watch next for Short Drink is a lost episode.
Oh, okay.
But this one though is not. So this one was
that's curious
by people from the 60s.
That is curious.
So at one point, right after he said the line of like the head army guy says the line of like, it must be Indians out there. They're all college graduates running tests in the soil, so leave them alone. Then they go back out in the field. This episode reminds me a lot of Death Ship, or the other one,
Ghost Ship,
Adam Grave, which just keeps going back out there. Going back out there. But at one point, I just went, okay, I'm hungry. And I went in the other room and I started making food, and then I heard like yelling, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm watching the Twilight Zone. I came back in here, I'm like, oh, I only missed a couple minutes, but I'm like, okay, where are we? I had to catch back up. That's how fucking bored I was.
Okay, I'm glad that you said that, because when I was watching it, I fell asleep, and I woke up and I rewound it and realized I missed absolutely fucking nothing.
No,
I was mad at myself for falling asleep, and then I was even more mad at myself for rewinding it and forcing myself to watch what I escaped once already, realizing that I attained nothing by knowing that I fell asleep for a little while.
It's ironic that your body wanted to fast forward time as well.
I was mentally checked out. Yeah,
it wanted to travel to a different time as much as these characters. You wanted out, and so did I.
Yeah.
And I came back in, and there's like Indian noises, and the kid fucking freaks out. He's like, da-da-da-da. He fires a couple rounds, and like, stop it, motherfucker! What are you doing? And then some horse runs along empty, and they're like, an Indian horse without a rider. Like, I couldn't spot an Indian horse. How the fuck can you? It has like no signifiers of Indian culture on it.
I started going like, oh yeah, remember that show Tales from the Crypt? Yeah, that's a pretty good show.
We saw one good episode.
One good episode. Now all of a sudden the member berries are popping in like, yeah, that show was great because there was 1 out of 12 good or bad episodes. Yeah.
That was a good episode last week.
Yep.
We had that one.
That was like a little movie. We didn't deserve that.
We didn't deserve it at all.
We were not worthy to watch that.
Hold on. We deserved the shit out of that watching this.
Yeah. It made up for like at least a dozen bad episodes. We'll say that. But it's not enough to say it was a good show. But this actually is a good show. It's just we keep getting stuck with some bad episodes.
Well, season 5 is we had that one good episode that you first joined us for in praise of Pip. Since then, it has been a fucking letdown. Season 5 is bad.
I'm realizing that
Rod was writing that, but he was not on set, and he was just like, you guys have fun failing, bye. So we just left with like this vast.
He was in
nothing
burnout mode. Yeah.
with Rod scripts that are good ideas, just not fully finished because he's too busy. He's too busy and he's stressed out, and he's like, I don't want to be a part of the show. I want the show to keep going. I want some time away. But unfortunately, he didn't get that gap there. He just had to. He was trying to like go, okay, I'm going to separate for a little bit. Hey, Leo Red's here. He's like, I'm going to separate for a little bit. I'll come back. But by the time he got back, the show was over. So season 5 sucks. It's worse than season 4. I never thought I'd say that, but it is. It's season 4 looks great compared to season 5 so far.
I have noticed that when they do the Twilight Zone, because mostly I'm like everybody else. I watch a lot of Twilight Zone like New Year's Eve when they show like the marathons and stuff like that. And I noticed that the older that the print looks, the better the show usually is. You know what I mean?
Except on the video episodes.
The live ones, yeah. The live taping ones, I'm like, oh, it's another one of these.
They weren't live. They're just video.
Okay.
They just look like shit.
Like it was filmed in a studio. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, essentially, they did shoot them like they were live. There's just no audio.
Okay.
They just, because the video was so hard to edit back then, but it was so much cheaper. But they would shoot it as long shots, like long wide shots. Like
it looks like you're watching a stage play, and they're like, filming it. And it's like
because video was so hard to edit back then. They're like, let's shoot for fucking 7 minutes, and we'll do one cut after that because the technology was not ready then in the 60s or 50s, or it was 60s when they started that.
Yeah, this episode here, they were saying it was 64, so I did pick up on that. So
this is film. It looks fine. It just, the script was just dog shit.
I was going to ask you that. Is this actually a good idea? Like what
it's
they're
an
basing?
Interesting idea. Like I said, they've done something like this before. Rod Serling was basically the original Woody Allen, where he would just like keep trying to perfect the same idea over and over. Woody Allen's been doing that for 40 fucking years, and he doesn't really. Instead of having numerous drafts and taking his time between movies, he's like, I'll put out a movie a year, and then eventually I'll perfect some weird idea I had. And so you're like, what the fuck are you going for, Woody Allen? But Rod, he's like, I'm going to do a time travel episode with history. He's done this before in like, what's that episode called? Where he goes back to try to stop Hitler, and he goes back and tries to stop Abraham Lincoln, Booth.
I know which one you're talking about. That sounds familiar.
That's a season 4 episode as well. There's another episode before that where it's the exact same thing, just a little bit different. And this one's kind of similar, where it's like, keep trying to do the same idea. Like, maybe I'll do it better this time. His comedies are like that. Where he's like, maybe I'll get funny this time. Maybe. No. Just no. It never got any better.
No, that's just it. It just really didn't go anywhere. I'm like, okay, it doesn't even really attempt to have a twist, and that's fine because I'm always complaining on this channel or on my YouTube channel about everything doesn't always need a twist, but in this case it needed anything.
It needed us. Okay, let me try to break this down simply here. I spend a lot of my time reviewing stuff. Keely Chow's here. Nice.
Keely Chow!
Sorry, podcast listeners, we're on YouTube Live. We're going to reference that, so be used to that. This is our second live episode. But point is, this episode, if I could break it down as simply as possible, it doesn't have the characters you want to follow and enjoy. So we don't spend any time with the characters that we enjoy. You know what I mean? Like I don't know who the fuck these people were. I didn't know their names until they read them off their fucking tombstones. Which
McCluskey. I remember McCluskey.
I remember him based on what he read off the tombstone. That's all I remember. So there's no characters. The story is broken up and discombobulated and feels like it's out of order, and it doesn't focus enough or give you enough reason to suspect this might be happening. So you're watching it going, yeah, there's Indians. Okay. All right. Well, they're going to go back in time. Oh, I don't get to watch them go back in time. So you don't get a payoff to what you suspect is happening. You hear about it third hand. And I didn't want to say second hand because that guy showed up last. The black dude was second hand. He's the one that read off the tombstone. And so you hear about it like way down the line, like a game of telephone, and you're just like so disconnected from all the action in the episode that by the time you hear it, you're like, oh, that's what happened to them.
Yeah, everything happens off camera. That's why I thought it was curious that they would waste so much time and resources to show people on horses in period costume at the very beginning of the episode and then never use that ever again. The only thing I can think of is maybe they shot some scenes, ran over on time, and just decided to cut all of that the fuck out.
And
But even that seems weird.
I think they shot Rod's script the way it was, hoping it would work out.
First draft, yep.
And I'm not a guy that, shit talks Rod, but I feel like this script...
He wrote it on a napkin in a diner.
This script was a rushed mess of a fucking script that he just... Here we go. And they're like, here we go. Okay, let's go. And then they weren't even focused, because I had new showrunners by season 4 and 5. And Buck was gone. Buck Houghton was gone. So they had just whoever, I don't know the guy's fucking name. And he just was like, here we go. All right, take this and shoot it. And it's like, this is clear. This is done. I don't believe anyone on set here or anyone working in the production or the actors believed this would work. I really don't, because they have no passion. They have no characters. They have nothing to work with. And it feels like it. It feels like the actors are completely aware of that.
They were probably people that worked on Mission Impossible, and then they just kind of pulled them off that show and showed them onto this one. And yeah. But even Mission Impossible has more structure than this episode did.
An episode of Gunsmoke.
Yeah.
Which is always, the actors on the show are always on Gunsmoke. Works better than
Rawhide, yeah.
It just doesn't work in any way you can say it. Anything that you ever liked in your life, any movie, any TV show, name why you like it. None of that applies here. Not one.
In fact, this one here, when I started watching, I'm like, I saw the guys in the tank outfit. I'm like, oh, it's the fucking tank one. Because it's like, I always remember those outfits. And for some reason, I'm like really intrigued with a tank helmet, because it reminds me of like an old 1920s football helmet.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like and I'm always thinking, what does the purpose of that serve? It's like, it's leather, so it's not going to stop any bullets, but they put that on inside the tank for what? Because it's like, if that thing ricochets and they hit their head against the side of a tank, you're going to have some kind of concussion even through the fucking leather. So it's a curious thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the army guys are dumb as shit.
They're to be fair, they are weekend warriors, but
the guy on the radio is like, well, they ought to think they should go out and see Custer. Those dummies. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy from Hee Haw? What the fuck is this guy?
They must have just got done watching Dr. Strangelove or How I Learned to Love the Bomb, and they thought that Slim Pickens was pretty funny, so they wanted to copy that. Right? Yeah,
64.
I think so. Yeah, I think that was early 60s. Yeah, so
yeah,
that might have something to do with it. That B-17 bomber type voice was kind of a thing.
They should realize, though, the Slim Pickens character was not supposed to be taken seriously. He rides out in a fucking atomic bomb.
He rides the bomb all the way home like a fucking rodeo clown.
Yeah. It's not supposed to be taken seriously.
No,
it's Kubrick's only comedy. But
isn't that something about Stanley Kubrick, though? Every time he attempts something the first time, he always fucking knocks it out of the park. Doesn't that make you sick? Like, first time he does a horror movie, knocks it out of the park. First time he does a science fiction, knocks it out of the park. First time he does a comedy, knocks it out of the park, never does it again.
Well, the first and second time he did a war movie, knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Full Metal Jacket.
At the war, knocks it out of the park. Full Metal Jacket, another war movie,
knocks it out of the park. Yep.
God damn. Anyway, so the main head guy, the army guy, tells the sergeant, the only black character in the entire show, which I always like to point out, only because they had CBS and everyone had a mandate to include at least one black character in the show back then. But luckily, this guy actually had dialogue, which is nice, where he tells that guy, go find those three guys, and Frank's here. Go find those three guys and tell them, shoot him in the leg if you have to. I don't give a shit. Shoot him in the fucking leg. I don't care what you got to do. Who tells their men to shoot their men? This guy's terrible at his job.
I'm glad you're here, Frank, because we're running out of things to talk about with this episode. So please air your grievances here.
Which one?
Bring your mic up.
What?
I can barely hear you.
What? Can you hear me now?
There you go. That's a
Little
little bit better.
A little bit?
Yeah.
How about
Yeah.
that?
This is the seventh is made of phantoms.
So welcome to LIW Twilight Zone Review, episode 166. I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Adam Wilcox.
I'm some late cocksucker who,
Did you fall asleep when you got home?
in the driveway. Yeah.
Okay, I figured as much. We started.
Sorry, I've been up for 4 days. I'm sorry, guys.
We started. No big deal. We're here now. Frank, what are since you're joining us, we've been ranting for, I don't know, 40 minutes?
About 40 minutes.
Literally 40 minutes about how much we hate this.
Already more than what the episode had to offer.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on this episode, Frank?
Okay, so this isn't the Ed Wynn one.
No.
Okay, because I can't see a hate.
No, this is three idiots in a tank, and then they run into Custer's last stand.
What?
They intersect for some strange reason.
Seventh is made up of phantoms.
So the seventh.
You didn't watch the episode, did you?
Leo with the layup.
Oh God, Frank! Did you not watch the 2 episodes we're supposed to do next?
Yeah, it was fucking
There's no Ed Wynn in our 2 episodes.
No, it was you guys watched the Eve one, Probe 7 over Mount, and then
Last week. Yeah.
and then on my disc, the very next episode is drink from a certain fountain.
That's our next episode.
And after that one is the Ed Wynn one.
We didn't watch the Edwin one. We watched Seventh
Yeah,
of Phantoms.
that's for another ride.
Which
Are you missing an episode on your disc?
yeah.
So look at the episode names. I mean, last week we did 509. Now we're doing 510, 511. Anyway, so Adam, let's finish up here because we're almost done.
Okay.
This episode.
But I seen this episode though. I've seen it before like a bunch of times.
Well, how do you feel about it? Because we're running out of things to say about it.
The tank was cool.
The tank is tiny. Why is this so small?
I don't know why they need so many people.
I was gonna say, can 3 people fit in that tank even?
It didn't seem like it should have.
And the inside of that tank, I picture like a human centipede.
Yeah,
Asshole the mouth.
So the sergeant, he steers the wheel, right? And then the other 2 guys, one heads up his ass, and then the other guy's head is up the other guy's ass. They go in order of rank, like 1 stripe, 2 stripe, heads up ass the whole time.
Yeah. And they're just like, shoot the bullet. And that's all they hear. And they're like, oh, should I shoot? Okay, I'll shoot the Indian horse.
Oh God!
Wasn't there an arrow sticking out of the freaking tank at one point?
No, I wish that would have been interesting.
No, there was 2 arrows that stuck out of 2 guys' backs.
That's it. Yeah.
One Indian guy, or one, one of Custer's men, and then one of Cluster's men, which is, the names are way too close. I hate that.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb, wasn't it?
Or no, wait. Yeah, they saw smoke signals. I remember.
See, what you're describing, I wish that was it.
Oh, look, a tank and smoke
Hey,
signals.
smoke signals.
And now the next episode.
Been a while.
Credits. No, Frank, this episode fucking sucks. I hate this fucking episode. I put it in my tier 3 bucket. I almost never do that.
Dude, do they eventually go running head first into the damn battle, or do they ever make it back?
Yeah, by way of exposition, yes.
No, they do show it, but I'm glad you brought that up because I kind of forgot, because they go, again, it's unearned, and they hear and they find they hear the battle cries, and they see a bunch of like wigwams or teepees, and this is what I was saying. It should be Blair Witch style, where someone's putting him out there for him. But they see it and they're like, "Let's go, man! Let's just fucking do it! Let's dive in! Let's get!" And they run off, and then it's like cuts. So we never get to pay off to that. And then all of a sudden, the head guys show up, and they're like, we found the tank. We can't find them. And they find the worst fucking graveyard I've ever seen in my life. You can literally see them. It's clearly made of cardboard, and they're hanging there. And then they find a wall, and it says like their names on it, and they highlight them like the Purple Testament, where it highlights it in light, and it just like says their names, and the guy reads it, and he's like, "Oh, those are our 3 guys." Oh, and nobody really. They never comment on what the fuck happened. They never say. They never estimate. Like, this is what must have happened. The guy just goes, "Oh, they went back in time and died. Too bad they didn't have their tank." Oh, shucks.
You know what this episode reminds me of? Pick any, and I don't want to get political, but pick any 24-hour news service, okay? And it's like a headline. Describes what you're going to see, shows it to you, has a ticker down below, just like what we got going on right now, okay? Then after it ends, it explains what we just saw. That's what this episode feels like. It's like The Walking Dead.
Dude, yeah, I just pulled up. It says, Uncle Simon, Probe 7 over and out.
7th is made up of phantoms. Does it say that? Does it say that, Frank? It says that. It's
scrolling on the bottom of the screen. You can read it.
Frank? Yeah, that's what I thought. I knew it. All right, so
we are professionals, ladies and gentlemen.
No, we're not.
Some of us are professionals.
One is not.
Oh, he's over here.
God damn it.
I'm
a slacker.
That's fine.
I am a fucking slacker. I don't even care.
You know what? You find out you're going to be a fucking father, and
Leo Red says Frank is in the Twilight Zone right now. Yes, he is.
I've always been in the Twilight Zone, Leo. You have no idea. God damn,
don't share that live. Anyway, so the episode is fucking terrible. Yeah, congrats, Frank. Frank's got good news. Let's break up this shit show of an episode and let's comment on Frank's good news here. Frank, you want to tell the audience what you're talking about?
I'm going to be a daddy. It is a
hey.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for bringing it up, Phoenix. And it was just cool to be able to tell you too in our private tweet we got. No one else is allowed in, but that's it's cool.
You already did tell us. We both already know. We talked about it.
No, I said it was cool to be able to let you two know through the tweet by saying that, and then yeah, that was cool. And it's just been, and the 3 days leading up to yesterday, I was freaking out because I truly expected it to be like a negative, like it's been the last 10 months. You know what I'm saying? So for it to be positive and her to be pregnant finally, it's been a really long road. You know what I mean? And
Frank, you got a compliment on the guitars, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
Don't talk about them.
Okay. Would you like me to grab one?
If you're a fan of his guitars, go listen to our previous 100 episodes, and you'll hear him talk nonstop about it. I can't do any more guitar talk.
They're too. Yeah.
This guitar was pissed on by Eddie Van Halen.
I would not own a guitar, sir.
I told you, Adam, don't bring music around him. You're not gonna win that war. Not because you're wrong.
I'm not trying to fight no war. No.
We know what wars lead to. Awkward time travel that's not set up properly.
Oh.
Custard was a very flamboyant character. Like
Custard. Custard is a kind of ice cream.
Yeah.
General vanilla custard.
General tapioca custard. That's some bad shit right there, man.
Shame.
Tapioca anything is bad. Bad.
What the fuck is in tapioca? Why is it like full of like those Orby
Isn't
balls?
It's made of phantoms, Phoenix.
Okay. It's made out of 7 phantoms.
The 7th tapioca is made of phantoms.
It's the
Fuck the
7th
7th.
Cavalry. Custard was in charge of the 7th Cavalry. That's why.
So let me ask you this: did you like pop like a raging hard on when he picked up the thermos and it was like not, it looked like new, but it was like
80 years old.
Yeah, 80 years old.
At least 80. Yeah.
Like if you were out in the desert and you found some shit like that, would you like not be like super excited? Like, look at this. This doesn't even look old. It looks like brand new.
Is that what happened? Because I remember.
Yeah, he finds a canteen and it's on the back of it. Literally says in big black letters so the audience can see it.
The 7th
Cavalry. Yeah. And then it said IKEA on the other side.
A modern canteen that they just printed something on.
Yep.
It didn't look like a canteen would look back in that day.
No, I'm pretty sure back then they would probably carry like a pigskin sack full of water.
It wasn't that long ago, but they had discovered metal by then.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure they made the bullets out of something. Yeah.
Yeah, and then swords and such.
Other than phantoms or arrows.
Yeah, I think the whole you're thinking of I don't know 300 maybe, where they would drink shit out of a pig bladder.
I don't know. I guess I'm not that big of a history buff.
What's the WYCA, Frank? Do you know?
WYCA.
Is that what the YMCA used to be?
The WYCA in
WYCA in Cincinnati.
Well, I don't know. Like, is there like a setting on this where I can see you guys or something?
Do you not see us?
No.
I have no information to give you.
I was gonna say the window that you joined us on, you should be able to see us through there. That's what we're looking at right now.
Great.
You don't understand how Frank can mismanage anything.
I clicked the link and I joined the broadcast, and it said my mic, and I suck.
You see that? Do you see what I just sent you?
Yeah. I have a chat. It says Frank, and then
to the left of that, do you see us?
No, it's totally gray. It's a gray screen.
Sounds like your browser didn't load it properly.
Nope.
And Frank's gone. So
that's what it is.
And end this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're at 52 minutes and we're good enough, right? Is there anything else you want to say?
Almost.
Do you have any sound clips for this one?
Yeah, it was there and then it disappeared.
Okay.
Because like I left.
It's probably because you lagged out. Don't worry about it.
God damn it.
No, it's just StreamYard. That's not you, dude.
Okay, let's play Rod's outro and get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have it right now if you want. If it makes it easier for you, Frank, because you don't have this episode pulled up.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have the outro for this. No.
Exactly. So let's hear Rod's outro.
Sergeant William Connors, Trooper Michael McCluskey, and Trooper Richard Langsford, who on a hot afternoon in June made a charge over a hill and never returned. Look for this one under P for Phantom in a historical ledger located in a reading room known as the Twilight Zone.
Spooky. Too bad we saw none of that.
Phantom is supposed to be scary, right?
Yeah, can I ask what the context is again? The WYCA?
Fuck this episode.
I just want to know.
It's like the Phantom of the Opera.
YWCA.
YWCA.
Just like YMCA, but the W's flipped over. That's it. I don't.
YWCA.
Because he says, I don't know if I can find it at all. I already deleted it. Never mind. So he says at one point he just wants to go have a couple beers at the YWCA. Now, so it's like, what's YMCA? Youth Men's Club of America, right? So this is Youth
YWCA.
Waterhole
Club.
I don't know.
Where you can eat, where you can where you can ass fuck. I don't know.
Holiday Inn? Oh, sorry. What is the Holiday Inn?
Exactly.
Okay. Did I get it?
Jeez, I'm crow.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, here we go. YWCA USA is a nonprofit organization eliminating racism. What the fuck does it stand for? Women Empowering Women. So it stands for World Young Christian Organization. World Young Women's Christian Organization. That's not what that was. No,
association.
So is this guy going to bars and like not understanding that it's really a woman's Christian organization? He's like, I'm gonna go get drunk around those broads.
Oh, yeah. I get it. That's character development, right?
That's all we had. Founded 1855. That's what the fuck he was talking about. That guy is real fucking creepy and really disturbed, wanting to drink around these broads that have nothing else to do and want to get escape from their abusive husbands. And he's like,
they are in the Army Reserve. Yeah.
God damn, that is so fucking creepy. That is so bizarre. If he said Lions Club or one of those weird men's club where I don't know the fuck they do, like sacrifice a virgin or a child, that I would understand.
Get naked, dance around a fire. Yeah.
God damn. What a weirdo.
And then they grow up to be the Boy Scouts of America. Too soon? Too soon, guys.
The Boy Scouts don't have good mints like the Lions Club.
Oh, I can't even compete with that. I can't.
I don't know where to go with this.
There's no going anywhere from that. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you can never go back.
The Lions Club mints you could buy for $1 back in the day. And that was all. That was it.
Other than that, the Nickelodeon, buy us a moon pie.
Sad drunken men talking about the war.
How many calls to St. Louis is that?
Oh, that's a third of a call.
Oh,
that's easy math.
You're not even finishing the phone call.
Was that before or after the MCI calling plan? Remember that shit?
We don't talk about any phone call plans beyond 75 cents from Ohio to St. Louis, sir.
All right, then.
Yes, sir.
So let's finish up this shit show because I just want to say I hate this fucking episode. I gave it the worst grade you can. I threw it in the third tier bucket. It's, if Tom Elliott's listening, third tier bucket. Because he's about to get this episode. Well, in like a season, but Frank, this episode makes me wish season 4 was still going.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No, I'm trying to find out what YWCA means as far as.
I just told you.
Yes, I'm sure that's what it was.
It was since 1855. That's what it was. Point is, Frank, you watched this episode at some point.
Yeah.
This episode's so bad and this season is so bad so far, it makes me yonder for season 4. It makes me wish season 4 was still going. I hate season 5.
I do remember that one of the guys was like a Gomer Pyle dummy. It's like
him, yeah.
It's like you can't drive a tank unless you're a moron. Apparently.
Oh, you know what? That's another thing I thought of. Was that the same time that Gomer Pyle was going on? 64, right? Early 60s? Yeah.
Was that him?
So we were thinking that character's supposed to be zany and wacky, like the guy. He was either the guy from Dr. Strangelove that rides the nuclear bomb, fucking Slim Pickens, who rides the fucking nuclear bomb all the way to the ground like a rodeo clown, or it's Gomer Pyle from that show. Whoever that Gomer Pyle actor guy is. I forgot his name.
Donna.
No, it's some fucking singer. It's Gene something or other, but I can't remember his name. It's not important. It doesn't matter.
Wasn't it the same Andy Griffith show?
No, that's a different show.
Really? Anyway, who fucking cares? Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Jim Neighbors. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
So fuck this episode. Fuck this. Fuck season 5. They had one good episode out of 10 so far. Fuck this show. Fuck season 5. So fucking bad. I fucking hate it. It makes me wish season 4 is still going. That's how fucking bad it is. It is bad. Rod Serling was not here. He didn't give a shit at this point. They didn't give a shit enough to do a second draft of a script. Fuck it. Fuck season 5.
Agreed.
I'm done. I'm done with season 5.
Oh my goodness.
Fortunately, we have 30 6 episodes in season 5.
Is that like why we're rapidly plowing through it and not doing Tales from the Dark Side tonight?
Well, Tales from the Dark Side we don't do yet.
Or
Again.
Tales from the Crypt. I'm sorry. I will never get that shit right. Ever.
Apparently.
I'll keep screwing that up as often as you think I will.
But also last week we did that episode of Tales from the Crypt, and that episode will drop on like June 26th or 16th. So we're way the fuck ahead. That's why I wanted to do 2 Twilight Zones tonight. So we might have a couple weeks off without Twilight or Tales from the Crypt. So anyway, any parting words of wisdom from this episode from either one of you?
I wish.
Yeah, don't print your first draft ever. Get a second opinion.
Yes, Frank.
I'm glad I missed. I didn't say it. God damn it! Like an asshole.
It's no
You're
fair.
glad you couldn't read your Blu-ray.
What's that?
You're glad you couldn't read your Blu-ray menu.
Dude,
harsh.
I
deserve it.
I recorded both episodes earlier today, like around 4, because I came home early for an hour from work, and then I went back to work, and then I came back here to do it. So I had both episodes, and I was just in such a goddamn hurry. Plus, I'm just sleep deprived as fuck, and that's what happened pretty much.
That's fine. It's just
when that kid comes, sleep is going to be a distant memory, man. Or so I heard, anyway.
Stress is a motherfucker.
Fuck this episode.
Yeah, fuck it.
Fuck it, rip its ass. But hey, the tank is
terrible.
cool.
It's in that bucket with the fugitive. It fucking deserves it.
The tank, Frank, is one of those Power Wheels with a fucking gun attached to the top of it. Okay.
You gotta make the noises yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't even have the electronic sounds. It's the Power Wheels from Walmart. Yeah,
no light up on the end. You have to. It's an orange piece of plastic.
It's the Power Wheels that you buy from Walmart the night before Christmas because it's literally the only fucking toy left in the store. That's what it is.
And it runs on D batteries, and your mom has to take them out of her own dildo and throw them in your fucking Hot Wheels car because you're a fucking son of a bitch. And she's like, "Yeah, have fun with this." While I'm not enjoying anything. At night, she slips them back into her dildo and has fun, and just says, "Fuck you." And we're like, "Why isn't running?" You're like, "Why isn't this running?" She's like, "Sorry," and takes them out and puts it back in.
You put the dildo in the tank end, and that's where it hides when you're not using it.
Really force it in the back end of that with the gas. Yeah. The gas would go.
This so can give the tank like this kind of feeling of vibration when you go.
And it's like an Infinity Stone from Avengers. You put it in there, starts glowing, and then finally starts going. And you're just like, I'm so excited to play the 7th Amendment of Phantoms. And you're like, let's go out and find Custer. Oh, here he is. Let's abandon the vehicle, though, and walk off with some rifles. Everything's disappointing. Everything. I want to be done with this. Let's get out of here.
I just want to say one thing. Looking up YWCA, I stumbled across Veronica Cartwright's page in The Field, The Birds, Alien, and much more. She was the grandma robot bitch from I Sing the Body Electric.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Somehow I came across that. And Alien. How about it? Alien and I Sing the Body Electric. I was able to tie it all together with YWCA at the end.
We love you, Rod, but fuck you for this episode.
This episode sucked, and I don't know why. Not for nothing. Those 3 alone with the guns that they had should have wrecked shit, and Custard should still be alive.
But they left the tank, Frank. The only advantage they had, they left it and they walked away.
Don't let him be part of the conversation. We already talked about that.
Moving on.
You'll hear about it later. Sorry, Frank. I just want to move on at this point.
It's fine. It's fine.
We can talk about it later during a Redux episode, but right now I'm fucking done with it. I'm so mad.
At least I have the next.
Well, that escalated quickly.
At least I have the next episode.
Yes, let's get to that where we can all start talking about it instead of the 2 of us. And then,
agreed.
And I just want to apologize again for being.
No reason to apologize. Just fuck this episode. This episode should apologize, but it's 50 years late.
Hey, I can see you twos. Yay.
speaking of late, you're 25 minutes late because you've been in here a while. Why the fuck is it just showing up?
I don't know. I can't see myself below you.
Adam, where can we find you? Where can listeners of the podcast
www.raidersofthelostflicks.com and Twitter at Raiders_OTLF.
Frank?
LLNKZ, reddragsraider.com. Bada boom.
LIWstudios.com, Loitering in Wonderland on YouTube, patreon.com/Loitering in Wonderland Studios. That's where you can hear our live commentary episodes of the Tales from the Crypt show. You can hear those way fucking early because we're way ahead of schedule. So if you want to hear those early, you're a Patreon subscriber for $1. If not, I don't give a shit. You'll hear them later. No, we already did that. So let's get the fuck out of here. I'm done. Until next time, in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Frank Links.
And I'm Adam Wilcox.
I don't know where you guys are. I'm trying to point, but I'm failing. So long, citizens.
Bye. Should we just plow right into the next one then? Since everybody's here?
I have to save it.
Okay.
It's going to be a few minutes. So YouTube Live. It's going to be a few minutes.
So I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge the chat while he's saving that. I want to welcome Leo Red, Keely Chow, and Angel Rodriguez. Thank you so much for showing up, buddies. I know there's like a million shows you could be watching tonight, but you're here, and that's very special to me. And the rest of us guys, too. Loitering in Wonderland has been doing this for a very long time, and they decided to do this live on my channel, just as like an experimental kind of thing. And also because Skype is a pile of shit. Not like this pile of shit. It's an even worse pile of shit. So here we are.
Skype sucks. This
Skype.
I have not been doing this podcast with them for very long. I've only recently joined on the last season. So I don't know. There's
2 episodes of season 5.
Okay. Yeah, they
Skype's cool when you're both recording and then you can stitch it together and post. Then it sounds pretty good.
Skype's cool when you want to call your grandma and she has a video camera that she just learned how to operate. That's about it.
Skype's cool when you're epileptic and want to have a really confusing conversation. You're epileptic and like a masochistic. And you're like, fuck yeah, give me an epilepsy, give me a fucking seizure.
Hey.
I want to hear.
Skype's cool when you don't have an OnlyFans account.
Yeah. God, I hate Skype. I'm so fucking done with Skype.
When you can't afford to be on Pornhub, Skype.
I love how the
Pornhub's free, by the way.
The outbreak.
They say that it's not true.
I love that the coronavirus has really created so many different My Fans Only.
OnlyFans, yeah. We're always joking. Do you know that there's actually there's a run on webcams right now? Like they're all like double, triple price on Amazon and shit. Like the video camera I use is one of the better ones that's out there ratings wise.
Use your fucking phone, ladies. If you want to shoot your vag and asshole to the world, use your fucking phone.
My video cameras normally retails for about $69.99. I've seen it on sale on Amazon for like $187. No bullshit.
Dude, I'm getting a GoPro 8, and you can use it as a webcam. I can't wait.
Now, why would you want to do that? Because it's going to be this thing that you're not going to be able to figure out how to operate.
I know how to operate GoPros. I've had them for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
But I'll
shoot so many porn videos.
Fuck yeah.
I heard that. Yeah.
One for my dick, one for my tank.
I almost bought one. Yeah. I'm still not completely unsold, not sold to buy one yet. But yeah, the newer ones do a lot of shit and they're waterproof.
GoPros are the goddamn shit. I've had them since the first one came out. Yep.
I punched a hole in mine, or not a hole, but the ink inside the little screen bled out.
Did you stick your penis in it and it went right through?
Yeah.
I heard that happens.
OnlyFans. I mean, you swing a dick around long enough, you're going to hit your GoPro when you get real close to it. It's in wide angle, but you're still, I can't tell how far away it is. And you're like, bah! And it fucking hurts both you, the camera, and the dick.
Knock the fucking monitor over. It happens. Yeah.
And it makes your cock look so much bigger than what it really is when you film it for Pornhub. I mean, what?
Check out Hampton Inn Lovers on Pornhub.
POV.
47.
I was so disappointed. I was getting ready to record a review for Ninja 3, The Domination, and I was looking through the previous Ninjas, and I can't remember if I'd seen Ninja Revenge of the Ninja, which is the second one in that series. And there's a fight in that movie where
go ninja, go.
A girl is fighting the guy Bottomless. And I was like, oh, well, this is interesting. And I'm thinking Canon Films, they used to do a lot of risky shit. I was very disappointed to find out that the girl wasn't really bottomless, especially when it wasn't on one of the hubs either. So just figured I'd share that information with you.
You shouldn't share that information.
It's all lies, man. It's all fucking lies.
It's not. Well, your story's not a lie, but
no. I should be better to print the legend. Like, yeah, she totally fought naked, dude. She had no pants on.
She split the vag lips when she did an upper kick, Jean-Claude Van Damme style. And you can like see right in her birth canal. It was awesome.
And they never show Lucinda Dickey's tits either, so that was a disappointment.
That's a mistitled name then.
Lucinda Dickey.
When I look bad, I take both my two pinky fingers and I go like this, and I go. Yep.
You talk to it like that. He did a cat in the fiddle. Cow jumped over the moon.
What, is it okay if I stick my tongue down your throat?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
He used to.
What voice are you doing?
You killed Frank. You fucking killed him already. It's all right. I'll eventually go next.
the fucking commercials he'd come up with
a name like Schmuckers.
No, because they used to do commercials in between, the Twilight Zone breaks, right? So I taped the, after work for the sponsor, and I sent it to him, and he would come up with these fucking commercials for every I think it was season 3.
I need some of those for my channel.
Phoenix, was it season 3 that you did them all for?
Yes, because season 4 was the 2019 Twitter Zone.
Yeah, it was, dude. And then he dedicated one episode because I probably didn't show up that day.
Let's see if I can find it.
I have
them.
It's hysterical, dude. It's 40 minutes of him just playing all of his commercials he made. It's so funny.
Oh God, where the fuck are I have it under ads? Let's see. All right, here's 2 I never played on the air. All right, I have 2 episodes I've never played. It. Frank, you want me to play those?
What?
Here's two ad breaks I'd never played in the show. Apparently.
Really? Yeah, go ahead.
Rod Serling, creator of the Twilight Zone, will tell you about next week's story after this word from our alternate sponsor.
This episode of LIW, the Twilight Zone Reviews, brought to you by Tubby Old White Man Angels. If you're a minority and you think you're doing well in life, nope. It's all thanks to your Tubby Old White Man Angel. It's all them. Nothing to do with you. You're welcome. That's for Cavender's coming.
Yeah, I was going to say Cavender's coming, yes.
Just changing of the guard. No idea.
Rod Serling, creator of the Twilight Zone, will tell you about next week's story after this word from our alternate sponsor.
This episode of LIW, the Twilight Zone Review. What am I doing? I cannot think of anything. I already fucked up, so I can't go. All right, I have no excuse for that one. Those are from years ago. I have no idea what the fuck. Okay, so
that's good stuff, and I lost you again. There you go.
When do you think I did the Pepperidge Farm one? Let's play Absolute Man. See what that's it.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Rod Serling, creator of the Twilight
it's The
Zone,
Fugitive.
will tell you about next week's story after this word from our.
Oh yeah.
This episode is brought to you by Hostess Twinkies. When you want cardboard filled with cream, Hostess Twinkies. Because even in the totalitarian society, Hostess Twinkies will still be around. All right, here's The Fugitive.
is the best one.
Rod Serling, creator of The Twilight Zone, will tell you about next week's story after this word from our alternate sponsor.
We here at LIW, the Twilight Zone Review, care. We want to remind our listeners that if you have an elderly man carrying around your 6-year-old daughter and hanging out in her bedroom and she hangs out in his bedroom, please give her up for adoption because you are a terrible parent. Not what I wanted, but...
Good enough.
Oh, Phil's our community service. Oh, I added a little extra there. All right. What episode would it be then? Hocus Pocus? This is a minute and a half.
You still remember?
Rod Serling, creator of The Twilight Zone, will tell you about
Nightmare as a
next
Child.
week's story after this word from our alternate sponsor.
You're listening to LIW, the Twilight
Baby.
Review, winners of 2 Oscars, 3 Grammys, and 1 Tony. Also, we won a Teen's Choice Award, a Nickelodeon Teen Kiss Award, and then we're also on the ballot for the Hall of Fame of podcasting. That's right, the first ever Hall of Fame of podcasting. We're gonna win it. I got a good feeling here. Actually, we already did win it. We won it. Do you believe that? It's crazy. I can't believe it. Now back to the show. No, extra minute there for no reason. Okay, so Nightmare as a Child.
It's a buffer.
Last one I'm gonna play.
If this isn't it,
Rod Serling, creator of The Twilight Zone, will tell you about next week's story after this word from our alternate sponsor.
This episode of LIW The Twilight Zone Review is brought to you by Viagra. Because you forgot how to get an erection. Don't you remember? You were doing so well. Don't you remember? Viagra.
Okay, I lied.
okay, but it's the same voice.
It's a Good Life. Last one, because it might be this one.
Rod Serling, creator of The Twilight Zone, will tell you about next week's story after this word from our alternate sponsor.
Wandering the vast cornfields? Feel a little hungry? This episode of LIW The Twilight Zone Review is brought to you by Jack in the Box, presenting our new Dan flavored sandwich made with 100% corn-fed Dan meat. That's just good advice. All right, I'm not going to find it, so fuck it. There's 40 of them. Go listen to that episode. 40 ads on Twilight Zone.
Those are your Patreon exclusives.
Yeah.
It was so.
Yeah, good luck with that. Let's play the theme song.
It was so good.
Because you forgot how to get an erection.
Don't you remember?
I forgot about that one completely.
You guys start doing them again. You said
they are worth it. But let's hear the theme song and then we'll start here. Let's see.
Hold on, let me do a quick whatchamacallit here.
We're already started, Frank.
Okay, fine. So if this is loud as fuck, it's not my fault.
Sound, but of mind. That's a signpost up ahead. Your next stop, dark territory.
I know she's not deaf or dumb or retarded or anything.
Loitering in Wonderland, the Twilight Zone Review.
Frank.
Life is Thoreau said, in quiet desperation. Because Harmon Gordon is enslaved by a love affair with a wife 40 years his junior. Because of this, he runs when he should walk. He surrenders when simple pride dictates a stand. He pines away for the lost morning of his life when he should be enjoying the evening. In short, Mr. Harmon Gordon seeks a fountain of youth. And who's to say he won't find it? This happens to be the Twilight Zone.
Welcome to LIW Twilight Zone Review, episode 167 for episode 511 of the original series. We're almost done. A short drink from a certain fountain. I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Frank. I'm in time link. Squeeze, squeeze.
I'm late. No, I'm Adam Wilcox.
Welcome, guys.
Who's late?
Yeah, shame on you, Adam, for being late. What a dick move. Remember that time you stood up for an episode you didn't watch or record?
Hey, and you know what's fucked up? As soon as we're done this one, I have to go right back to work too, somehow. And then probably crash. That's how it happens.
Pimping ain't easy, huh, Frank?
Life ain't easy pimping, but pimping's pimping is pimping.
Nailed it. Exactly word for word, just like the song. So
No.
we watched A Short Drink from a Certain Fountain.
I wish I could see you two. What the fuck is wrong with this program?
Nothing. What is wrong with you?
I saw you, then you went away. I saw you, then you went away.
Okay,
I'm not
that's the
doing
most
anything.
New Jersey thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. I saw yous. You just fucking say that.
I assure you, I didn't go nowheres.
He saws us, Adams, and then we went away.
I believe that's what he says.
We were talking on the videos, and then we went away. What the fucks?
I don't know. What's up with that shit?
What the mighty fuck?
That's just as rude as. Ah. You good? Leo's Reds gave us a thumbs ups.
Thanks for the thumbs up, Leo Reds.
I feel like I'm talking pig Latin. I feel like I'm just making shit up. No, but I don't know what the fuck's wrong with your side there, Frank, but good luck fixing it. I wish you the best. You probably spent 40 minutes trying to fix it, so just abandon it.
No, because
give up.
I didn't do anything for it to come back up. I didn't do anything for it to leave. So it's not me. I don't give a shit. Whatever.
How many monitors do you have?
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Hold on. Let's try something. Let's see if I can screen share. And let's try that, and you'll see my notes.
I do see a share screen button.
Okay. Well, let's stop sharing the screen. And do you see us now?
No.
On your fucking own. So today we watched A Short Drink from a Certain Fountain. And Frank, where does this boozy broad fall on your Frank's Twilight Zone hotties list? I guess we'll call it.
I would definitely play Drunk and Hide the Pickle with her.
Drunken, not sober?
No. Because
why?
Well, dude, not for nothing, but she did it for me with the Big Daddy.
I do have a note in here about how many times she calls him Big Daddy, which is really disturbing.
Well, how about I got this right here?
I wish she just said Sugar Daddy like she should.
I have why this chick is a bitch.
I would slap her in the face with a wet mackerel for sure.
Here we go.
Keep forgetting I'm no longer a varsity end. It's fun though, huh?
Getting your varsity end.
Well, my doctor should have witnessed that little activity.
If you persist in telling me about your ailments, I may just have to run out and get sick. It gets dull, you know. Terribly dull.
I just mentioned it in passing, my dear. Yeah, what'd you do today? You go shopping?
Oh, I had a ball. An absolute wild ball.
Yes, I can hear you.
Turn it up a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you. She had a ball. She had your balls. Your absolute wild balls. In my mouth. I play balls on chin. It was a fun game.
You keep forgetting I'm no longer a varsity end.
That too loud?
No.
Okay. Is that better?
Definitely.
Should have witnessed that little activity.
If you persist in telling me about your ailments, I may just have to run out and get sick. It gets... Big Daddy, one of these long, late nights, that's exactly what I'm going to do. All I'd say it was one of those days that made you simply want to go and jump off of a bridge. Then I waited for you, Harmon, dear. So, tell you what, Big Daddy, on our anniversary, I'll go out and I'll buy you 6 of them. And then I'll take them all down to the dime store and have them gift wrapped. And then I'll even find you some of your favorite music and play it on your old Victrola.
This is Frank.
Something like Come to the Wildwood Church.
Stop whistling. Whispering. I can hear you.
It's worth very little. Except for sentimental value. That's a word you may not understand. Sentiment means the capacity to love.
Big Daddy.
Oh, God.
I don't feel the bill. Why don't
Frank
you...
just got hard.
Right
I
out?
heard your dick hit the bottom of the microphone.
Fail to know it. There are 14
Connected the cord.
It just went.
Every time Big Daddy, it's like.
Hold on. Ready?
Sound like this.
I just wish that you
Big
would
Daddy.
try to be more careful.
Somebody should have wished that 5 years ago when you and I took out our paper.
Big
Oh,
Daddy.
I knew you were old, Harmon. I just
Can you
didn't
please
know
start
how
saying
to-
Frank Big Daddy Link?
You better be careful, Big Daddy, because if you ever take a swimming weekend in Egypt, I just may run away with a mummy.
Didn't understand that one, but
He's as old as a mummy. You get it?
I get it now.
Daddy? Do you get it, Big Daddy?
Dude, you even do it for me.
Hold on. I don't even know, Big Daddy. The way she says it. Oh,
Ladies and
God.
gentlemen that are new to the stream, this is when their chemicals start kicking in. So you've been
There?
warned.
No, this is Frank being aroused by a woman yelling Big Daddy at an old man and terrible old man makeup. And that brings me to my next point. Frank, Adam, sorry you weren't here for that. You're over here on my screen, sorry. Frank, you could chime in, but if you've seen the episode, better or worse makeup? This episode, old man makeup of Hannon, I think is his name, or of late, I think of Cliffordville. Better makeup.
Of late, I think of Cliffordville still takes the cake of being the worst.
Yeah, okay, good. So this has better, which I agree with.
But not by much.
Only because that guy in of later think of Cliffordville, B, I'll start with B, ironically, weirdly, murdered his wife, and then A had a bald head, so you had like the bald head stuff.
It was so hot.
Which didn't match. And this guy at least had hair, so it wasn't as obvious. And B, he didn't murder his wife in real life. So we have that going on.
Yep.
Adam, you missed a lot with that episode.
Yeah, I did.
The actor in real life killed his wife and then killed himself.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on in the TZ.
And I fully support it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's called natural selection, right?
Husband selection, really.
Husband freedom.
Not even husband freedom, because he killed himself too. It's more like
it's like you finally got rid of her. Now enjoy it, and then you're going to kill yourself. Like, what was the point?
That's what if he lived and got away with it, OJ style, husband freedom. The way he did it was just dumb.
The guilt got him.
Phil Hartman's wife style.
Oof.
Fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch.
Still too soon.
She robbed us so much.
Yeah.
You know what?
He was a national treasure
of Canada. He's Canadian.
Only the type of weird info you latch onto somehow. But okay, so the old man makeup face. You remember those popcorn ceilings that was so popular in the 50s? That's what his face looked like. A popcorn ceiling.
I know goddamn well God. I'm the oldest fucker here, and you weren't alive back in the 50s. So what the fuck are you talking about?
That was my phone smashing the ground.
Okay.
I'm scared.
In South Jersey, all the houses were pretty much built in the 50s, and that's what they did to this fucking ceilings. It was like this little, we called it popcorn ceiling. It's like these, I don't know, it was probably asbestos. And
I have installed popcorn ceilings in people's houses in the South.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, it's a machine you can get, and it sprays the spackle in clusters. Mm-hmm. And there's a part I just watched Raising Arizona for B Movie Battle, and Nick Cage goes to punch the guy, but he's in a trailer, and his hand scrapes on the popcorn ceiling. He's like, ah! It's so fucking funny. That movie.
Time out. First, why wasn't I invited? Second, why is that in B Movie Battle? That shouldn't be a B movie battle. Raising Arizona is not a B movie, sir.
It's a Nick Cage movie, which is part of B Movie Battle.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's a B movie. It was kind of a sleeper hit. Yeah.
That movie's it's perfect. But he goes and scrapes on the popcorn and that movie's perfect. I will defend that to my death. It's one of the first movies I ever watched.
It's one of the rare perfect movies ever made.
I was gonna say the makeup looks like that cheap liquid latex that you buy at Walgreens, and they always have like the little face on the front. because it was obviously done by a professional asshole that knows how to make that stuff work. And they always say, "Oh, it's easy. You can make it look exactly like the front of the box."
Which like ghosty on the front.
Never turns out. It always looks like you got boogers attached to your face because fucking nobody knows how to do that shit unless they went.
Then
to
you
school.
realize it's like 9 o'clock at night, and you're like, nobody's gonna fucking see my face. It doesn't matter.
So you just wind up going as a hobo for Halloween because fuck it. Yeah,
I'm a hobo Dracula. Boo! I'll suck your dick or blood.
Oh,
Whatever you
look,
want in the alleyway. Whatever you want, man.
I put fucking lipstick in my hair. I'm a punk rocker. Oi.
You know what I'm still laughing about? When they forget the baby and John Goodman's going,
Oh, the poster of today's show for YouTube Live is me as what I call Tucson East, because I love Raising Arizona so much, but I had to bad talk something. So I had to create a side character to talk bad about Raising Arizona. So that's why that character exists, with the scar in his eye and the eye patch and the.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what that was. So
that's what that is, because I had to find some way to talk bad about Raising Arizona. I couldn't do it personally, so I had to create a whole nother character to do it, and he talks like Clint Eastwood. So that's what that is. That'll be upcoming in I don't know, a couple weeks here. After my Color Out of Space one.
Can't wait for that one.
I can. Color Out of Space is, and then Raising Arizona is fucking amazing.
My next guess was that your picture was paying tribute to Brian Ferry. So I'm actually going to show it here so people that are watching know what the fuck we're talking about.
Goodbye, Frank.
He'll be back. They always come back. Phonics West.
What are we doing? What do you?
I'm gonna share your profile picture.
What is Leo Reg showing him? Anyway, Phoenix be like,
I don't want to be backstage.
You know, it's fun back there. All right, so this is the picture that we're talking about here. Pretty nuts. And I'm proud of you for having a Dare shirt. I want one of those now, but they don't make those
my
for
original
patties.
one. The me version is where my no effects Dare to Keep Kids on Punk, and also
okay,
hat on. So the evil version has a Cubs hat instead of White Sox, and it says Dare.
You didn't strike me as a Brian Ferry fan anyway, so
I don't know who that fuck that is. You can say it all you want.
Yeah, it's from Roxy Music.
If you insist, yes.
Yep.
What the fuck is Leo Red talking about?
Let me see. What is Leo Red talking about? Phoenix? I don't know.
I don't know either, but who cares? So let's talk about this episode. Get me the fuck off there. I don't want to look at. That's Tucson East, by the way. So he talks like this. I hated that movie, Raising Arizona. I don't get the point of comedies. That's how he talks. You'll see it. But let's talk about this actual episode.
Perfect World was a great movie.
What is?
What was that movie called where he was in with Kevin Costner? Was it Perfect World?
Yeah.
Yeah, great movie.
Good movie.
I thought it was good.
It's good, yeah. But you know, Clint Eastwood has so many better movies than that.
Oh my good God, no wonder. My fucking
What?
Would you like to restart the computer now?
No.
Nothing's working right. My fucking computer had to update. Of course.
Leo's correct. Every time I tell Frank to turn up the volume, it's well, we're good now. I think we're good on volumes.
No, actually, we're reenacting scenes from A Big Trouble in Little China.
So pissed. Anyway, so I have another clip. You want to play it?
No, I want to talk about this episode a little bit before we get to clips.
Okay.
Okay, so it starts off a skanky broad dancing around her living room, 1960s style to 1960s terrible music. She's wearing a see-through dress, and you can see fucking everything. Thank you, episode. And she's clearly liberated, as they would say. She's fucking floozy. And some old man walks in old man makeup, young guy in old man makeup. And then she bitches at him after trying to dance with him about being old and boring and how she can't do this. And he's like, we just danced for 17 seconds. What more do you want? You bitch, I'll fucking kill you. Oh, you suck. God, I love you. Oh, you suck such a good dick. what? Oh God, why the fuck? And he's out of breath. And she's like, I want to go to space. I want to go to Mars. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I just want to go to Pluto.
You are my everything.
I want to take some Pluto drugs. What the fuck's wrong with you? And he's like, I don't want to go to the corner store. What the fuck's wrong with you? They're so opposite.
Swallow.
No, she doesn't.
No.
Then I don't.
No, she doesn't.
Then there's no point in keeping her.
No. What the fuck does she offer this guy? I have no idea beyond a slightly younger vag than he's used to. What the fuck does she offer him?
Yeah, I know.
They sleep in separate bedrooms.
What a really weird, dichotomy. An old dude and a hot chick together.
Yeah, it's almost like Hugh Hefner, huh?
No, but honestly, specifically this couple, what does she offer him? We never see them flirt. We saw them slightly dance. You are taking the longest chug of Mountain Dew I've ever seen in my life. That is not good for you. We have also seen him
piss himself. He's going to piss himself before the show's over.
That was good.
That was like a minute and a half. I went through like several different points. But she has offered him nothing. She sits in a separate bed. She wants nothing to do with him. Doesn't even look at him when he wakes up. Has nothing to do with him. What is he getting out of this? He's not fucking her.
Fuck no. He'd be like, he'd thrust, like, my doctor should see this.
Cardiovascular. Oh, God.
I could call her a trophy wife if they showed her flirting with other people, like at a party or something, but I'm not even getting that vibe off of her.
There's nothing you're getting out of this relationship from his aspect. Other than I like to titty fuck her. She has tiny little tits. So what the fuck you getting out of this? You're not going to fit it between unless you're really fucking slim.
She lets him in the back door. There it is.
Okay, well, lots of girls. I mean, in the 60s, maybe not so many, but lots of girls do that nowadays. So
it's a requirement nowadays. You start off in the back door before you're allowed in the front nowadays.
I've been in the back door before I said hello. My name is. I don't fucking care what they say after that, but I move on and I keep going. But I don't know what the fuck he's getting out of this relationship in the 60s, unless he's, like you said, he's getting back door and she's one of the 7 that'll do it. I assume he has money, which they kind of allude to, but they don't say why he has money. They don't say.
No, that's right. They don't really tell you what he is.
Of his will. They don't say anything about how his brother controls everything, which apparently he fucking does.
And apparently his brother is some, just this groundbreaking, fucking medical rejuvenation guy.
This guy he's the opposite of the guy that we were making fun of a couple weeks ago that was belittling his niece or whatever that had all the really good
Simon.
Yeah, Simon. Yeah. He's the opposite of Simon.
He does fucking slay her when she's off screen though. He doesn't do it to her face, but he's like, I have some notes here. She's a brassy, conniving, covetous little broad. And I'm like, those are some Uncle Simon slams.
The brother, I think the brother is the we'll get to that. Yeah.
The brother is Rod Serling, okay? Rod Serling wrote this. He had to have.
That is very possible, sir. And I didn't think about that until just now, and thank you for bringing that up.
Now I'm sir? How'd that happen?
You look older than me?
No, it's definitely Rod Serling dialogue.
I haven't even had a kid yet.
Lou Holtz wrote the basic story, but the teleplays by Rod Serling. Who wrote that specific dialogue? I almost can guarantee it, based on what he says about her. And,
yeah.
But I love the fact that basically he's too old for her. He calls his brother in the middle of the night, being like, "She fucking yelled at me. Please come over. I'm still fucking hard, and she won't take care of it. Please come over. She's so mean." And he fucking comes over, and he's like, "Dude, what the fuck? Why are you calling me?" And he's like, "I'm so sorry. I did that. I know you work as a scientist and you inject them with your fluid and they're young again." Talking about like fucking chimpanzees. I'm like,
I'm guessing she probably ties him up naked to the bed post, and then she takes his credit card and goes to Bloomingdale's.
I can imitate this guy pretty good too. I've seen what you've done to the bunnies. You
sound like of Lady Cliffordville.
Yeah, that's how he talked because he's old. Remember?
Talk about selling land.
So they're
$50 an acre.
The oil might as well be on the moon.
There you go. You sound more like that than this episode. That was pretty good, though. That's pretty good. So, Adam, go back and watch Of Lady I Think of Cliffordville, season 4 episode.
I have to now. Does he do that? Does he do that impression there too?
No,
I can use a little bit more of that. Yeah,
that's the impression he's doing.
Good job.
This brother's doing a very similar thing, though. Just like wet mouth. I'm fucking. So I know you're working with chimpanzees, and the brother's like, yeah, but they're showing up like mentally retarded, and 3 arms and two ball sacks full of 6 different testicles. They're fucked up, dude. Why do you want to take this shit? Why do you want me to inject you with my hot fluid?
Bro, he goes through all these groundbreaking medical miracles that he's accomplished. He goes, we're still walking blind in the woods on this one. I'm like, are you? No, are you? Because if you're rejuvenating, like, dude, you're not walking blind. You're almost there, son.
It makes you wonder how high his standards are.
I know.
I'm thinking that guy is secretly like the guy from Reanimator. Like he's just bringing shit back to life. And
whose name is Frank West.
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say I almost said Simon. I knew it was West.
Dr. Frank West. Yeah. I took some clips from that movie to do my intros on back when I had the Phoenix West show. But anyway,
good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. So, yeah, this is what his brother thinks of it. Yeah, this is Rod.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is Rod Serling dialogue, like pen to paper, that I've ever heard.
What I think of her, I've told her myself to her face, so I have no compunctions about saying it aloud. I think she's a brassy, conniving, covetous little broad. Let me finish. I could forgive her hungers, Harmon. I could forgive her the fact that she's made out of asbestos and hasn't got a heart in her body. But I can't forgive her for what she's done to you. You know that she's turned you into a frightened, quaking fool. You dote on her, you give in to her, and you run after her like a poodle. That's item number 1. Now, the second favor is that from now on, simply after you've had your battles, don't call me at odd hours of the night.
Battles. When you finish on her chest, don't call me in the morning. I don't want to hear about it. That's all you have.
You imagine getting in a fight with Rod Serling if he has those levels of comebacks? Like it just like he just probably, I don't know.
I like doing the math because if you're 40, like we're all about 40, can you imagine?
I think you remind me of that.
Can you imagine fucking a 16-year-old right now? I can't.
Nope. I can't even fathom.
It's beyond imaginable because I don't want to, not because I can't imagine. Like, oh my god, that'd be great, but like I don't want to. What the fuck? They'd be talking about some band. I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Anyway, like,
because I think of what I was when I was 16, and I was not about old women. I just, or
if I was fucking a 16-year-old right now, Hanson would be playing in the background.
Yeah. Well, a 16-year-old, 2004. So, I was in film school.
Bop, 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 doom, bop. Ooh, is that blood? Are you in your period yet, or did I just break that hymen?
I'm gonna mop all over you.
Bop all over your face.
Dude, when I was 16, the New Kids on the Block were still a thing.
You're old as fuck.
I am old as fuck.
I'm kidding.
I'm not gonna bang no 16-year-old to New Kids on the Block. Ugh.
No,
like he's 60. She's 25, right? Probably
40 years her senior.
So she's 65. She's 25.
Yeah,
she's fucking sitting there talking about.
She's in the prime of her childbearing years.
She's like, oh. And Adam's like, oh yeah, and that's where we leave the fucking that band. That's all I can name for that band. But what the fuck are you gonna do with someone that young, that much younger than you?
Teach them some really.
Take her to the sock hop. Take her roller skating.
My girlfriend's 7 years younger than me, and I feel like
go hang out at the mall the next day.
I'm old man Phoenix telling her stories of the yesteryear. That's only 7 years.
Oh,
so yeah, let's read from the book from Mark Scott Zickery.
Oh, I put up a book.
No, you mustn't read from the book. No, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that.
Look where I grabbed the book, Phoenix. I don't have to get up or anything. I put a bookshelf in so I could grab the book real quick.
You had to put a whole shelf in for that. You can just set it on some speakers.
Not in the middle.
Look at that. He can do that without even getting up. I'm
Look at
impressed.
that. Oh my God. Oh,
Move your
arm's
camera a
length.
lot.
Yeah.
wait, this book.
is-
Oh my God. I don't have to get up to get that because, hey,
Your camera's really
he put thought into that.
that was a
Yeah.
magic trick, but your camera's really dependent on your book being there or not. It's like every time you move your book, it's like Blair Witch. Anyway,
Oh my God, they're coming after us. Oh,
I
I'm
read
so
now
scared.
from the Book of Zikri,
I'm so
page
scared.
375.
With a Blair Witch.
My pants.
Psalm 375 for those of you
Desperate to keep up with
who
his
don't know
gold
who
digger
the-
boy, Hail Mary. Wealthy Harmon Gordon, God rest his soul, begs his doctor brother to inject him with the highly experimental youth serum. Initially, the doctor refuses, but when Harmon threatens suicide, he reluctantly agrees. At first, the serum's effects seem miraculous. Harmon is restored to vigorous young manhood, but the formula continues to work, and Harmon regresses to an infant. That ruins the episode. As his wife starts to walk out, Harmon's brother makes a threat to compel her to stay, raise Harmon to adulthood, staying with him every minute, or to be cut off without a penny. So here's actually
I
what
like
his
how
father-
Frank is reading along with you like there's going to be a pop quiz on this later.
Frank.
Are we going to be tested on this?
Over the
I even put the book back
baby
there.
photo of Harmon. Poetic justice of a sort is served at the end of a short drink from a certain fountain, but it would be more satisfying if it were not for the uncomfortable realization that a helpless child is being left entirely at the mercy of someone who is unfit wife and will almost certainly be an unfit mother for reasons which are cloudy at this date. This is one of the 4 half-hour episodes which are not in syndication, which we talked about earlier, Adam.
Yes.
Considering
Yeah,
its wordiness and predictability, however, this is no great loss.
Woo.
Thus ends the Book of Zikri. Hail
The-
B. Hail B, Frank.
full of grace.
Yeah. I this episode's okay. I bet.
Mark Zachary. Oh wait, you guys ain't Catholic?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, Catholics do weird shit.
I still don't know everything there is to know about the
I'm drinking
Catholic
the blood
religion.
right now.
Even though where I grew up was mostly Catholic, I'm still
I
not
was gonna
Catholic.
say, Phoenix, you were brought up Catholic, weren't you?
No.
You're Irish. Moving on. Okay.
I drink the blood, but no.
Okay. Yeah, those wafers suck. Ugh.
They're like cardboard.
It's like, why am I eating and drinking Jesus? I don't get it.
It's
And
fucking creepy. Catholics are fucking creepy.
his name wasn't even Jesus until the late or early 1500s anyway.
Well, I grew up
What about
Baptist, so I had to
David
listen to a lot of yelling.
Oh boy, you guys.
A lot of yelling.
Let's change subjects here.
Yes,
Talk
I
about
agree.
Something a little more, a little less.
Here we go.
And I beg you, give me a chance. Give me a chance to
That's
say
pretty good, Frank.
And if I don't,
You cut me off.
Bringing it right
let's
back.
see who reaches the sidewalk first. The man in the elevator or the free-falling body.
Now, did like that guy was about to jump because his brother said no, right?
Yeah, dramatically in front of him.
Seriously, right? Like I did, like that was about to happen, correct? He literally just
They
said,
definitely allude to that, where he's like, a fall from 500 feet up will definitely smash some human organs. You want me to go in detail and grisly detail about that?
Yeah,
Let me tell you about human.
They dealt with suicide in the best way that they could in 1964.
that
Yeah.
he literally walks out to the balcony. His brother comes out and he's like, you know what? You can leave and all, and you keep your answer as no. But I guarantee you'll see a big, meat pile of nothingness that used to be me when you get down the elevator.
He's like, he basically begs his brother to inject him with this hot fluid serum, and he's like, I won't fucking give you that beef pump up in you. So I'm gonna, okay, well, you go fuck off over the balcony. And the brother's like, okay, I'll go over here. And he's like, I'm gonna jump off, and when you go downstairs, by the time you hit the ground floor and go in the lobby and walk by and do the awkward bye to the guy in the lobby, you're gonna walk through like 4.5 feet of gooey older brother. So
yeah,
your goodbyes then. Drop some flowers in it. I don't know what you got to do, dude, but
so what's gonna be me
now? So I don't care what you got to do, because he's like, bye, brother, and his brother's like halfway at the door, and he kind of stops like a child and peeks in it, and he walks over to the balcony, all melodramatic, and the brother's like, are you gonna jump? But he doesn't do that. Instead, he's like, let me tell you about the scientific ramifications about jumping from your death 500 feet.
I will reach terminal velocity before I hit concrete.
There's a Charlie Sheen movie I want to bring up called Terminal Velocity, in which case your body will only hit. He goes in that whole spiel.
In which case, halfway through the movie, if you have a gun, you will blow your fucking brains out.
It's not as good as the movie Drop Zone, but it came out at the same time.
Yeah, but his brother was in that one, wasn't it? Or no, it was terrible. It was Keanu Reeves, right? No, it was Wesley Snipes. No.
Wesley Snipes is Drop Zone.
Okay.
And Gary Busey, which makes it far superior to Terminal Velocity.
Yo, wasn't that the movie where Gary Busey snorted coke off of his dog?
That's probably every movie. Ugly, but...
That's Gary Busey on Wednesday.
That's Gary Busey. Hold on. Gary Busey, clean off your dog right now. Gary, it's a fucking terrier. Clean it the fuck
We
off.
know the dog's name is Snow, but come the fuck on now, Gary.
You're not
Busey.
skiing on your fucking
Have some
dog.
respect.
You're doing blow. We
Have
all
some
know
respect, bro.
And
Gary, clean it up. Okay.
It wasn't a short-haired dog.
Go to bed.
Long-haired dog.
I feel like we have to babysit Gary Busey. Everyone has to take shifts. Gary, go to sleep. Gary, go to sleep.
They have on one of those little child leashes like you see at the malls, like the soccer moms have on their kids at the mall. He's got one of those.
Gary Tommy Lee Jones is doing right now. Go to sleep.
Yo, how the hell did his son actually stick around long enough to become an actor?
I'm thinking that his son got as far as he did because a lot of people mistook him for Fido Dido in the 80s.
I think
maybe
he
in the early 90s.
A monster, and he became like the antithesis of the Tooth Fairy. That guy is all teeth.
I'm not sure why Jake Busey didn't play Guile in a Street Fighter movie. He would have been perfect for it. He looks exactly
great
like
in
him.
the Frighteners.
Dude, fuck yeah, he was. Hell, fuck yeah, he was.
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers too. Another great one. That Gary Busey's.
That's it.
Contact
sucks. That's all he did. That was great.
Contact was a great movie, sir.
Contact fucking sucks.
Don't you dare respect
Contact is garbage.
It was
Contact sucks.
Do not disrespect.
Hold on.
Carl Sagan.
Contact. The director of Contact did our only good episode of Tales from the Crypt last week. Contact fucking sucks though.
I love Contact.
Even good directors can make bad films.
It was a
Contact is like an orgasm where you're like, here I'm gonna come. Oh, it never came, but stuff came out.
Yeah,
that's what I call Contact.
Contact is like the cinematic equivalent of blue balls. You go in there expecting something, anything, a climax. You never get nothing. You just go in with blue balls.
I read the book before I saw the movie.
Well, we shouldn't have to read the. If it's a good movie, you shouldn't have to read the book to watch the movie. That's the rule.
It was a Carl Sagan book. You know how many people read that book? Come on now. Do you know who Carl Sagan is?
Are you drinking cum? What is that? All I saw was a white label. Okay, it looks so different when you're shaking it.
The way I was shaking it in front of the microphone, though, it did sound like cum, and that was the effect that I was going for. Yeah.
I just like to say my cums never sounded like that.
Well, give it a couple years, Frank. It'll happen.
Oh God,
that's true.
You become an empty sack of plastic down there.
Dude, I've been walking in doctors' offices and doing that for way too long. Never sounded like that.
TMI.
It's the truth, though.
TMI.
So, speaking of cum, a short drink from a certain fountain of cum is not a good episode.
That was a quality segue, sir.
It's not a good episode.
No. Phoenix, please, just pause for the applause. Great segue, buddy. Okay, now we continue.
So the episode is not that great. Adam, you appeared to like it.
I like it because it has what you call, I don't want to take credit for the term that you introduced me to, a power move. And well, what I like about it is you think that the main character is the old guy in the bad Walgreens makeup, but it's actually the brother, in my opinion, who's the protagonist, because he's kind of getting shit on. He's kind of the only one that sees the forest through the trees.
Before you finish, let's kind of finish up. Really go that far into the plot.
Okay.
Some people just don't watch the episodes and listen to this, even though we highly advise against that. But
no, I don't. I highly advise you listen to this first. Then go.
I guess if you do a good enough job, you shouldn't have to be able to watch the episode. You can just listen to this in your car. And like, oh yeah,
in case they didn't watch it.
Fair enough.
But old brother begs younger brother to inject him with this hot fluid serum to fix his aging, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll pump that up in you." And out of nowhere, he like shoots him up like he's a fucking junkie in his own room. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "There you go, Cobain. Have fun with that." And then the younger brother, he says so many contradictory sentences in a row that I'm having trouble describing this, because he goes, "All right, you go ahead and go to sleep. I'm going to stay here and observe you heavily for a few days. Anyway, go to sleep. It takes about 6 hours to kick in." He's like, "Anyway, so go ahead and go to sleep. I'm going to fuck off. I'm going to get out of here." And he leaves. And I'm like, I thought you're fucking observing him. And he goes home. And we just cut to the next day. Right?
Yeah. And the next day, I have two real quick. I have two clips. The one named "She Gets Wet." And the next clip is "She Came."
Well, "She Gets Wet" sounds like it's after where we need to pick up.
Okay. No, it's right where you. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the brother shows up the next day after he said he's going to observe him every single second of every single day, and it's the next morning. And he's like, walks in. She's drinking coffee after a fucking hangover from drinking alone and dancing alone. And he's like, "Oh, where the fuck's my brother?" And she's like, "I don't know. I'm only married to the motherfucker. I don't fuck him and sleep in the other side of the house." Again, what does he get out of this relationship?
She was definitely suffering from all that blackberry brandy she was drinking by herself the night before. Oh no, schnapps.
Peach schnapps.
Peach schnapps. Yeah, that's what it is.
Schnapps.
Yeah.
That's an old reference there, Adam. Like goes back to Cornfield episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good life. I played the advertisement for last. Anyway, yes. So if you have the clip and it picks up after that, go right ahead.
Okay. Yay.
That's incredible what a good night's sleep will do for a man today.
What?
Harmon? Harmon, what have you done to yourself? Are you wearing makeup?
No makeup, just a good night's sleep.
What? You look so different.
And do I?
Yes, you look wonderful. You look so young. What's happened to you?
Ask my brother over there. No, don't. Your brother doesn't know.
Worst Viagra commercial ever.
How do I feel? I feel like $1 million tax-free. That's how I feel. You know what I'm going to do for you, Ray? I'm going to let you take me on tour. They're going to write you up in all the medical journals. First, take me 4 weeks. Flora and I are going to go on a little ocean trip.
Oh, fly, sail. Who cares?
She's wet now.
Ooh, Big Daddy, I don't know what you've done to yourself. But
Frank, calm down.
Yeah, that.
Care, because I like this fine. Oh, yes, I like it fine.
Frank, calm down.
Oh yeah. Oh, Big Daddy.
Frank, calm it down.
Dude.
Oh, sorry. Fuck.
You good? You strap it down with your belt?
All right. Got it under
Go
control.
through. Dude.
Yeah.
We can't move on if you keep doing that with your erection.
What?
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time I move.
Take it down. Do a sailor's knot. I don't know what you got to do down there. Just get it fucking under control.
Margaret Thatcher naked on a winter day. Margaret Thatcher naked on a winter day.
We're good. Okay.
I don't know if that's coming over the. Is that coming over the?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, cool. Because that's my cock hitting the microphone.
Really? We weren't sure.
Version.
Are you sure? You sure that's what?
Tink, tink.
Oh, shenanigans.
Yours is like a shimmer. So cute and tiny.
Yo, I remember for some reason, this brings up a memory of getting our physicals done right before we were freshmen for football.
I don't think I like where this is going.
So
the doctor grabbed my ass.
No. Well, no, it was the first time a doctor ever grabbed my piece, right? So
hold on.
What?
Give me my piece.
Anyway, so me and my
slowly, Frank.
So
slowly, Big Daddy. Sorry. Type it down.
And he introduced me to a new way to play baseball.
Why'd your face go all red? Look at that.
So because of that. So all right. So and then we're riding
now.
So me and my best friend Brett, we're riding.
You made about aliens? Is that nature? Or is that like extraterrestrial?
Oh God. So me and Brett, we're riding our bikes home. It's the funniest thing he's ever said to me.
No good story starts with a bike ride home. That's a molestation story. Then the local van was driving around.
As we're riding our bikes home from our physical, where the lady our jump, right?
We got in the back of the van. Anyway, so
we're talking about it.
He said he had a puppy.
And
found my friend's body in the creek. And then anyway, I got home and where's the story going? Continue. Sorry.
Oh God, it hurts. We've lost the podcast. Absolute ascendant.
I miss them every day.
I have never seen Frank's face that red before in my entire life. That's like a new shade of red. That's like the color out of space level of red that I'm looking at right there.
Oh my God.
Oh, I still miss him. Anyway,
this shit is Lovecraftian. Oh.
I got home and I pulled the pool ball out of my ass and I thought about, what am I going to do with the next few days? Oh, Charles.
Oh my God. And I've been listening to ABBA ever since.
Who? Anyway, so so Dean goes. Dean goes. I can't move on.
Oh, I can't breathe.
A cold scoop of my own friend in the desert. Anyway, so I put him in a vanilla cone, a body bag, and I don't know where we started, but let's continue. Frank's never going to collect himself. Let's talk about this. So.
He starts and then I start, and I can't.
Yeah. So,
fuck.
Boozy McMoney Tits, I guess I'll call her. She wakes up, realizes her husband is just like absent, and she's like, "Oh, that motherfucker's sleeping." And they wake him up. He's like 20 years younger, I'd say. Comes out and he's like, "Oh!" He's wearing old man pajamas still.
Looked old as fuck.
Makeup on. What?
He still looked old.
My dad wore those pajamas up until about 2 or 3 years ago. Those exact same fucking pair of pajamas.
R.I.P. He wakes up. He wears those.
They're called pajamas, sir.
Pajamas.
Not pajamas.
Midwest versus your fucking. Yous ought to know they're called pajamas. You fucking sucks as yous.
Yous guys.
Yous guys ought to know they're called pajamas.
I used 3 pieces of bread with my peanut butter and pajamas.
What? So
what the fuck?
They finally wake up the brother. He's 20 years younger. He doesn't look that young, but he's got less makeup on. And she's like, "Are you wearing makeup now, Joker?" She does a fucking Harley Quinn voice. And he's like, "No, I'm fucking younger." And then he like turns his head once and he's 20 years younger from that. And he's like, it's coming at an alarming rate, just like Frank's Mountain Dew into his mouth, in his stupid fucking mouth hole. But she's like, "We're going to go on an ocean trip." And he's like, "Yeah, let's go to India or fucking Istanbul or
Egypt,
Syria." What the fucking horrible places he mentions.
Wouldn't it be funny if he was planning to like push her overboard while they were out to sea, like pull a fucking Rachel Wood on her shit?
It felt like it. Robert Wagner's going to shove her over and be like,
Robert Wagner, Rachel Wood, Natalie Wood. I'm sorry,
Natalie Wood. Yeah. But he's like, Mom. She said she's scared of swimming, but we were just out swimming.
Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he's just kind of sitting there with a fucking spear gun, like, yeah, I hear you.
I didn't see that movie, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, so don't spoil it.
Yeah,
I want to watch it. It's on my watch list, but
you'll be happy.
Hey,
it's a long one, but it's worth it. Yeah.
Phoenix, when you watch it, let me know so we can watch it together, please.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Totally. I'll let you know.
Will you please? No, I'm dead serious.
Yeah, me too. Dead serious.
All right, cool.
I'll let you know, man.
All right, right on.
He can't see us, right?
Fuck you.
I forgot. That bit. He can't see us.
I have no friends, remember? And I like watching movies with other people.
Yeah. I'm going to let you know, man. I'm going to let you know this. I mean, you can't tell from the way I can hear.
Those are called white people problems.
But I can't. I'm totally going to let you know when I'm watching the movie, and then we'll totally watch it together.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right. So let's watch that together sometime.
I have it on Blue.
Never. So let's move on. So where the fuck are we? Dr.
They were planning a trip.
From reality. Yeah. They go to sleep. He wakes up again. Like I said, ages less and less every single scene. And he's just like, oh, my face. And his brother's like, what's going on? And we don't see it. And then it cuts, and you don't see that actor again anymore.
He appears to be doing the reverse, and I know you know Star Trek. Both of you guys know Star Trek. He's doing the reverse of young Spock from Spock 3, or Star Trek 3, the Search for Spock. He's going in reverse order. It's the Curious Case of Benjamin Buttons.
Yeah, the Curious Case of Spock.
But yeah, Spock is screaming through the entire movie as he goes through puberty in a matter of seconds. Yeah.
You know what?
No pon far for you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's just for that. He's not that race. Come on. Oh, Spock.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. I thought you said. I thought you said Picard.
Fuck you, Phoenix.
No, that's on me. I came in the conversation a little late there. I was busy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Quit.
He did. He does have a pon far.
Yeah.
Frank, watch more Star Trek. That's all I can say.
No.
You'll thank us later. Yeah.
Watch less of their weird things they're into.
No.
In the rooms, we have to jizz in a cup. Is that over? Is that over?
Bicycle porn.
She's pregnant. Yes, it's over.
That phase of your life where you jerk into a cup and then hand it to it. Here's my cum to a stranger is over, right?
Yes. Yes.
Is that bizarre the way I think it is, or are you just kind of like
however bizarre you could possibly think it is, times it 10.
It sounds bizarre.
It is.
Here's my fresh cum. It's still warm. Keep your hands warm.
Oh no, and especially with the instructions, which really brings on the sexy, so you're ready to really give it your all. Do not use any lubrication or spit.
I haven't jerked off without a lube. Adam, are you back? I haven't jerked off without a lube in years. I want you to hear that.
I ever used the lube. Ever? Never.
Do you jerk off dry?
Yeah, I'm a dry jerker.
I can't do that anymore, man. You got to get some toys.
For my
they make toys, Frank. They do.
Why?
Adam, we haven't been married for 20 years almost, so
yeah. No,
they be quiet, and she knows your house.
They make toys for dudes. Yeah.
Yes, the fleshlight. I know.
No, even beyond that, it goes a lot. It depends on how much money you want to spend for something like that.
I saw
they make fucking robots now, and I'm waiting to save up to buy a fucking robot.
Well, no, but they're in stock unless you want the male version. They're out of stock.
Don't want that.
Backtrack. They're in stock?
The women version is.
So I can't you can't buy a webcam for under $200, but I can get a fuck robot. Okay.
Just a female.
All right, I'm getting on Amazon as soon as this podcast is over.
You can only buy the female right now? Why?
Because the male is sold out and on back order.
That is weird.
That's bizarre. Why?
And
that's proof that we're not living in the right reality.
And 80% of 80% of their clientele are men.
We've all crossed into the multiverse.
Yep. Hypothetically, I wanted a male sex bot. How long do I gotta wait for that fucker to show up? What's to say?
But hey, it's so worth it when that.
Frank, give me a timeline here.
What's up?
How long do I gotta wait for a sex male robot?
I mean, probably longer than it would take me to take a flight over there, and you could pay me the amount of money that those things cost, and then I'll be a
so let's move on to
let's do that. Yeah,
where are we?
I'll be your Steel Phoenix. Winky.
Can you bring the robot or no?
Adam got it.
Adam's reaching for anything to get out of this conversation.
Hi, Frank. I'm your best friend.
Welcome to Altair, gentlemen. I am to transport you to the residence.
Does this turn you on, Frank? I just want to know.
Is that Robbie?
Yeah, it's Robbie.
Then
Robbie before he's at Uncle Simon.
Oh, wait.
Show
wait till you see Robbie and Whipple. Oh, yeah.
What their doors look like inside this apartment.
Well,
you mean the sliding doors that only exist in my Aunt Liz's house?
Can I share my screen here to show the YouTube crowd?
Yeah, absolutely.
How tall these fucking doors are in this set.
Well, with everyone else but me.
So this is her. Look at this. She's probably 5.5. This is a huge door.
So we're assuming the guy doesn't live in Cabrini Green, is what you're getting at.
I get that he has like a little thing up here.
Wait, time out. Where, Adam?
Their doors are like 20 feet tall.
They really are.
She's like, let me open the door. The whole fucking thing opens like a garage. And then
I will give her this.
All her Time Life magazines over here.
They got like Beefeater standing outside that open the door for them when they're not using them.
I will give this episode and her one good, I'll say one good thing about her in this episode. She did a very good job acting after she looked in, saw a child that was her husband, and walked out. The way she did it and the look and everything, it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you like? She played that perfectly.
We haven't gotten to that part yet, though.
I thought we did.
Did we? Did we get to that part?
I'm pretty sure. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Phoenix didn't. Well,
he didn't get to that part yet.
Doubling over, he brought him back to bed, and then he had to
go down there.
And then he was supposed to, and then he talks to, what was it? Flora, Fauna, Fiona. What was her name?
Boozy McMoney Tits. That's what we call her.
Boozy McMoney Tits. Okay.
He went to sleep. He put the brother to bed.
Right.
He wakes him up later, and then the audience is like, "What's going to happen?" But in reality, everyone's like, "Yeah, I know where this is going. Let's finish this."
Yeah. So, okay. So Mrs. Money Tits, says
Boozy McMoney Tits. You call her by her full name, or you don't refer to her at all, sir.
Floozy McMoney Tits.
Boozy McMoney Tits.
Oh, Boozy. It's okay. Boozy. See, I'm used to seeing Phoenix talk, so Floozy or Boozy, I would have been able to figure it out with the.
Oh, okay. You can't see him, so you're guessing. Gotcha.
Whatever excuse you need, call her Boozy with a B McMoney Tits. It's a real name. Look it up. That's what Rod named her.
Right on.
Anyway, what's your point?
My point is,
brother wakes him up. The brother comes out of the room later on. He's McMoney Tits. So it's no longer just solely McMoney Tits territory. You're going to have to go ahead and think about the future of the McMoney Tits name. So you're going to have to go ahead and take care of the future, your ex-husband. or current husband, whatever you want to be married to, a 6-year-old, fucking weirdo. And
yeah, now
where I
she's
said I
having
hate the
sex
fucking
with a fucking toddler.
Yeah. So our character becomes Benjamin Buttons. He turns into a toddler, and that's the moment that made me like this episode. It's you call it a power move, I call it a gotcha bitch. That's what this was. It was a gotcha bitch moment, and I appreciate a good gotcha bitch moment, even if the episode went way out of its way to get there. I'll take it.
Definitely.
Especially after the 7th was made of bullshit phantoms.
This is where I went. Oh, go fuck yourself. I knew that.
Yep.
But I wasn't mad like the last episode.
Yeah, it has a way better setup at least. Yeah.
It flowed into the ending. The last episode was like blah, 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 ending. And you're like, what the fuck? The last
episode had like the plot was written on a napkin and they handed it to the director and they said, all right, now film about 30 minutes worth of shit and edit it together.
I'm like, this is Rod Serling scribbling drunk on a napkin in Ohio between breaks. How the fuck am I gonna? We're doing it. Here we go. Oh,
it was written on a cocktail napkin, Phoenix, and it had like the sweaty glass on top of the ink, and some of the ink bled, so they didn't read all of it, and they just filmed
Custer. I guess he wants a Custer episode.
It was probably really about custard. Yeah.
Let's not upset Big Daddy. Let's not upset him. Let's go ahead and make this episode. But this one is like, this is what he wrote, and it feels more like a fleshed out first draft. It's partway through a second draft, and it's just kind of like his brother shows up and he's like, here's your husband child, go raise that motherfucker. If you fuck it up, I'll take the money away, because apparently I'm the executor of the will.
Right, that's the whole point. Is
I have that clip.
Go for it.
Nice.
Make note of the fact that what you're wearing is all that you take with you.
If you think that I'm going to stay and take care of a grubby, thumb-sucking little kid, you...
That's precisely what you're going to do.
Gotcha, bitch!
And short of that, you'll be here exactly as you arrived.
No.
Unadorned. All the furs and the jewelry and anything else that my brother gave you remain here.
He can't make me stay here. You can't make me stay here either. There are other fish in this ocean, mister.
Indeed there are, but you're not married to them. You happen to be married to my brother.
That's crazy.
Crazy? No.
What is
bizarre?
Your marriage?
And it's a fact. And if I ever hear that he's left alone with nurses, maids, and governesses, you're going to find yourself right back on the chorus line. Do you understand?
Oh,
he's going to get some attention.
You
now.
whore!
And I don't mean just intermittent, sporadic visits between nightclubs and beauty parlors. I mean from morning till night.
Hey, question, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Can you hear me talk while I'm playing something?
Yeah.
Well, there's a first.
Just didn't give a shit.
No, but dude, this is the first.
I'm just fucking with you. Yeah, I heard you though. Here's again. Yeah, you definitely sound a lot better than before. Before you sound a little congested, but you sound better.
What do you mean?
It doesn't matter. You sound great now.
Then
don't fuck with it. Is what I'm saying.
No, my point being is my new mixer from the last mixer. Is that what you're talking about?
No, you sound a lot better in this new mixer. You don't, Adam. I don't know if you think about what Frank sounded like before. I've done 100 shows with him, so I know. But he sounded a little congested. The mixer. He just sounded a little, not tin canny, but just a little. The bass was way the fuck up, even though we turned it way down.
Yeah.
But this sounds a lot better.
Yeah, it's a PV6.
Product placement.
I even have a
click the link down below for a special discount code from Frank.
Check out PV6 on Adam's.
Make sure you smash that like button.
Time out.
Adam, you're hosted by PV6, right? You're gonna get sponsored by them.
The reason
totally, bro.
Did you smash that like button? Did you?
Hit the subscribe and ring that bell.
Hold on. Did you? Did you hit the like button? Did you hit subscribe? Did you hit the fucking button?
Why not?
Did you?
Shit.
Anyway, so let's talk about the episode. Sorry, I get a little violent there when people don't hit the fucking like button or subscribe button. Sorry, Adam.
It's the only thing we ask, you know. I mean, really.
That's all Adam wanted.
Fucking subscribe. Yeah.
I mean, is it really that fucking hard?
I don't even care if you like it. Just subscribe.
Hold on, let Frank talk here. Is it that fucking hard?
Yes.
Frank?
For him, yes.
It's like Brady. I feel like I'm the Brady Bunch. Frank?
Huh?
Continue.
I was done.
I'm looking down. Can you continue?
Okay.
Good about this bit.
He's smiling down on you, Frank.
I can't see that. What?
What?
He's licking the top of your forehead.
Keep talking.
What?
Anyway, so this episode sucks. So let's move on.
I don't hate it. I'm the only one. I'm in the minority here. I don't hate the episode. I like the gotcha bitch moment, and I appreciated this episode more than the last one.
I didn't hate this episode either. I found it like I just found it so batshit absurd, and the Big Daddy part made me laugh.
Also, the brother hated that girl so fucking much that he was willing to risk his brother's life, put him through hell, turn him into a baby, just so he could have that gotcha bitch moment. And I appreciate that power move.
Thank you for bringing this up, Adam, because I think his brother doesn't like his brother, and he really hates his brother's wife. So he used his brother just to fuck his brother's wife over.
Yep.
I was gonna say not fuck her, but fuck her over. Yeah, you said that.
So it's like you
exactly.
You're gonna be a mommy now and do all the shit that I wanted you to do before, or you're gonna lose all your fucking money. Gotcha,
like,
bitch.
I hate you more than I love my brother.
Exactly.
I'm gonna throw him at the fucking fan, and you're gonna get that shit that bounces back. Have fun with that shit. Bye, bitch.
Because think about it. You know, he's missed all the family Thanksgivings, Christmases, weddings, and everything because this bitch didn't want to go.
Because she was fucking boozy big money tits all over Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, Flag Day. He could never see his family for Flag Day.
He wanted to get even so bad that he scienced the shit out of it.
And worst of all, Arbor Day.
Cinco de Mayo, which is what our first live podcast day was, Cinco de Mayo.
And May the 4th be with you.
That was the day before, Frank.
Which, I was like, I can't wait till this shitty fuck day is over. Fuck this day.
So the brother is like, well, if you fuck up this baby, you don't get shit. And apparently he's the executor of the will. I don't know why there's a will, how that pertains to him being young and not therefore still alive. I don't know how any of that works.
This guy found out a way to reverse age. I'm pretty sure he's smart enough to get a will put together and be the executor.
Don't show it though.
Yeah. No. But you can believe it. Yeah.
You follow along with it. Yeah, exactly. But
yeah, but not for nothing. The wife is the executor of everything before the brother, unless she's
It depends.
On.
She might have signed a prenup.
What he set up.
What?
It depends on what he set up. It all depends on what he set up.
That's true. That's true.
So apparently he said his brother is the executor of the estate because essentially what happened is I'm dead. I have a child with this lady, which is what on paper is what I'm saying. I'm dead. I have a child with this baby, with this lady. She has to raise the kid, otherwise she doesn't get her monthly stipend. Is essentially what we're supposed to presume is going to happen, right?
Yes.
But I mean, I assume that's what he kind of says. If you fuck this baby up, you don't get shit. If you put him with a nanny, you don't get shit. And if you don't fuck me on the side, you don't get shit.
I'm telling you, these people are related to Simon. They are. They're related somehow. There's a connection. There has to be.
Brother's definitely Uncle Simon.
Yep. Because it's that same kind of long-term revenge bullshit that you have to appreciate.
Yeah, and I do appreciate, but also didn't help me enjoy the episode any more than I did. I gave it like a 6. It's okay. I don't love it. No, it's okay.
I can finally see you guys. I had to go to the live stream so I can see what I should be.
Oh, welcome to the podcast.
So no, I was just counting. We're 15-second delay.
This episode is a 7.3 on IMDb.
How
too high.
I was going to give it a 7 out of 10. If we're doing out of 10, I would
give it a
put it
6.
a 7. Yeah.
Now, I did watch next week's episode and have a lot of clips from it. Which, hey, I'm ahead of the game, Phoenix. So,
whatever you need to excuse your behavior. I'm not seeing an episode on the Blu-ray.
This
whatever you need, Frank.
And Adam, this is the second time I've done this.
I heard.
This is the second time I watched it.
You know what I did, Frank? Before we started recording, is I
What?
sent Adam the Lost episode of Twilight Zone review. You know what I'm talking about?
The one where you're literally in the Twilight Zone.
Oh, when I was really, really high?
Yeah.
Okay, you admitted it. Good. You didn't say you have narcolepsy. You just said I'm really high.
Words came out of your mouth, but in no particular order for no particular
You're
reason.
talking about like a basement, and I'm like, cool. Was this episode good? And you're like, yeah, but they're like subscribing to the plumber's way of mentality when they're going to the moon. I'm like, what the? But instead, I went and I waited for a good while for you to make sense. I'm like, okay. And I waited.
It was like listening to Sid Barrett explain his breakfast, like post Pink Floyd. You know,
Sid Barrett had a little bit of an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't my finer moments.
But it's hilarious to listen to. And
Yo, can you send it to me?
no, yeah, absolutely, I can. But I was telling Adam, like, he listened to this live, or you were telling me live. I'm like, yeah, it made sense. And the next day I sent it to you, and you're like, oh, that's nonsense. Okay. And I was like, yes, it is nonsense. And you're like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, that's fine. But it's
I called you and I was like, yo, I'm so sorry for last night. I feel ashamed of myself.
And I never shared it, but I kind of want to.
And I went, Phoenix, will you please forgive me?
Because can I play it right now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it's 5 minutes.
Right.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man, I was in another world.
This is why I brought it up, so I can play it, but I want his permission first.
Go ahead.
Okay, so here we go.
This is Frank on too many pills, a lot of weed, and I actually took a shot of Southern Comfort before this.
Fuck, Frank. God damn.
And I'm allergic to alcohol, so that
Jesus
didn't help.
Christ.
Okay, let me find it real quick.
It was a bad day.
Here it is. Okay.
Okay.
Here it comes. Okay. Well, I'll trust you on this one. We'll start recording. Let's see how this goes. Just put it on the iPad.
I think I dropped it.
Exciting introduction. Anyway, theme song.
You're traveling to another dimension.
I remember dropping.
That's a signpost up ahead. Your next stop, dark territory.
Loitering in Wonderland, the Twilight Zone review.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to LIW Twilight Zone review. There we go. Jesus Christ. Episode 130. It's episode 102 of the 2019 series. It's getting too many numbers in here, Frank. Nightmare at 30,000 feet. Another number. I'm Phoenix West.
All right, Frank, summertime. Excuse.
Frank's over there fiddling with the iPad. Is he having technical issues? I was trying to
Oh,
cover.
Oh,
Are you trying to do queue up Jordan Peele or what?
Yeah, I'm almost there, but just like Jordan Peele and Rod did, they played the episode a little bit in the beginning to set up, Jordan Peele's awesome narration.
Okay, is that your hint for me to go ahead and just set up the intro?
Exactly.
Okay, I'll take over. So yeah, I'm trying so hard here.
Uh,
We did preface the first one by saying if you're new to the show, our show, go ahead and watch the episode first because we are not going to hold back here. Not that it sounds like we're that edgy, but we're going to talk about the ending is more what I meant. So spoilers. So go ahead. This is your chance to tune out and don't come back. Oh no, sorry, come back. Oh shit, it's already too late. They're already gone. Fucked it up.
Yeah.
God damn it. Adam Scott is the star of this episode, who I also like. So we got 2 episodes in a row starring people I like, which is enough for me to keep watching if I were just a casual fan.
You know, it was cool to put a name or a face to the whole name. See, he had a great voice. He really did.
Adam Scott, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's nonsense. Yeah, he's following the long legacy of this episode of Shatner, John Lithgow, and I think did they do this episode in the '80s series or not? I don't remember.
Yes.
Did they?
Yes. I don't think the whole 3D thing was available for movie theaters till like the late 70s, like 79 maybe. So, yeah.
I don't know what that meant. Or what
Here's where it just descends into madness.
in the '80s TV series.
Yes.
Did they?
Yeah.
Sure?
The 80s reboot with Meredith, Burgess Meredith.
Yeah, but I don't remember the episode though. I'm sure they did. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, wasn't part at the end where they did some plane, a few of the plane crashes that got destroyed, and they showed you why. And then it was laying in my basement, and then yeah. And I know not a whole lot of what was it? The Congressional Medal of Honor were handed out during World War II. So figured, who knows? Right.
I'm gonna pause it right here, Frank. What do you think you're talking about there?
I don't know.
Okay.
It feels like an entire dream
commentary.
in vocals. Yeah.
The reason I'm playing this and the reason we're having fun is you haven't done this in a while. But what the fuck are you talking about here? Oh God. Let's continue. I let you talk as much as I could before I was like holding back laughter. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? Let's continue.
They sound like the guys around telling me. I'm just gonna come down here with a shovel and a rake and rake it all.
Have you seen my stapler? Have you seen my stapler?
Milton.
Okay.
Okay, Frank, we are going to.
That's the building on fire.
I cannot bring up video for some reason, dude.
That's all right.
Not doing it.
I think we're going to save this. We're going to hold off.
I am so preoccupied with trying to get video on here, I don't understand it. And I can only play it through Amazon Prime because of my subscription. And dude, I'm hitting video, and it keeps bringing me to. This is infuriating.
I just want to say, so let's pick up where we left off here. Let's record some other night. Because you just spoke for about 2 solid minutes, and it was nonsense. So good.
Yeah, I think it was about my exploits of trying to get
your ex what?
This point of trying to get to the video. Exploits.
Exploits. I thought you said ex-boy toys. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was going through my exploits of trying to get through this episode.
Okay. I remember the exploits. Didn't they tour with Black Flag back in the 80s?
Pretty good. Yeah, they were great. 48 seconds left. All right, I want to stop now.
At least in my head, that's what I was trying to do. Was I close?
No. I'm going to save this audio so you can hear it later.
I would love to hear it, dude, because I'm so oblivious to what I'm saying or how I'm saying it.
You weren't saying. You were literally going like this. And that's what I heard.
Yeah. Play it.
All right, I'm gonna stop it right now. So long, citizens.
I was being defiant. Like, oh yeah, play it.
Hold on. It's all right. It's just not tonight. Not tonight. All right, so that's the clip.
Dude, I remember that because you were like, not tonight, and then we just kind of ended it, and like afterwards, I was just like,
you sobered right up after.
There's no way a human being could ever transcribe that. It's not happening.
It says like, I have no fucking idea.
Dude, I said it, and I don't even know what I said. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
You are speaking in tongues, Frank.
You were speaking in tongues so bad. I wasn't mad. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, all right, I'm just going to keep going.
To be honest with you, I remember that day. That was the first, that was the first time I ever went to a therapist for what I was going through at the time mentally. And
Don't bring us down.
And well, I'm just saying therapy can either help you or make things worse. And for me, it's the last time I really saw one. Because
one of the reasons why I quit drinking was because people would show me texts the next day or something that I posted in a forum somewhere, because that's what we had before Facebook was a thing. And it would just be like 12 pages of diatribe of just me like rambling on incoherently about like science fiction and life and
conspiracy theories on MySpace.
Yeah, conspiracy theories and whatever the fuck else would come up. I think I had MySpace for about a week, and they're like, "Well, you need to go over to Facebook because that's where all the cool kids are hanging out." And I'm like, "What the fuck ever? It'll be something next week." And then that next week never came. So, but yeah, I did quit drinking because of that. So,
hey,
I quit drinking for a different reason. I just
you're drinking right now.
I couldn't deal with life to life with drinking, and
you couldn't find a glass last week, so you were chugging out of the goddamn bottle.
You weren't here last week, but the point is that
I was watching it while I was working.
Life is complicated, and you don't need the drink to get through it. And just quit drinking if you can.
It helps,
you know.
I'm kidding.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, this episode's okay at best.
It's a I'll forget this episode until I need to make a worst and best of this season type of episode.
It could be that I was so deflated by Probe 7 and the other fucking 7, which is
7.
Yeah, the Phantom 7, and then this came along. I was like, well, this is definitely better than the first two. So now that my expectations are here,
let's try piggybacking off you, Adam. Last episode was a short drink from a certain fountain. Or sorry, this is today. Last episode was Seventh is Made Up of Phantoms.
Yes.
What was the name of the previous episode?
Probe 7.
Over and out. Damn.
Probe 7 over and out. Yep.
Easier than I thought. Okay, I thought we'd have to struggle.
Yep. No. It's probably both written on the same napkin, and it might be a transcription of what Frank just said in that previous
episode.
It has
a giant number 7 and 2 titles written through it.
Yeah.
Probe 7 over now. 7th Minute Phantoms. Nonsense.
You were going to ask me something.
What?
I think you were about to say Frank, and then were you about to ask me a question?
No, I was going to say your Frank's rambling through the napkin. And there's some writer at CBS is like, okay, they made a Phantom. What? So they hear.
Whatever. It's sci-fi. The kids love this shit anyway. Yeah.
Fuck it. They hear that guy.
All right. It'll be fine.
On a horse, and they fuck around with it, and they fucking go back in the past. Sci-fi, spooky.
What are you gonna do? Yeah.
Yeah. It has to be what happened.
Spooky.
Yeah. I don't know. That's what I got. My point is, two things I want to get to really bad in this episode, which are more important than everything else in this episode. Number one, when she hears from her brother or his brother, you have to raise this child, take care of him, and blah, blah, blah. I go, she can just walk the fuck away and be fine. Go find some other rich guy. You don't have to take care of a fucking child the rest of your life.
Yeah, right? and then it'll backfire on his brother, because then who's left? His brother.
But she didn't want to leave her stuff, because he told her, if you walk out that door, you walk out with what you came in with.
Yeah, she can wait till he leaves the fucking room and then put all her shit in some.
I'm pretty sure he's not going to leave the room. This guy has been planning this shit. He was ready to throw his brother over the fucking balcony, metaphorically speaking, just to get even with his bitch. He wasn't leaving that room.
Grab a gun and a suitcase, stuff that suitcase full, and be like, I'm taking this shit. What are you going to do? Die for this? Fuck you. I'll kill you and then baby brother, and then I'm fine. But she could have walked the fuck away from there, which is option A. Or B, she raises this child, the child, which is either Dr. Jackass or Mr. Hyde from reality, whatever you want to consider him, the older brother who turned into a child, has to watch his previous ex-wife fuck a dozen dudes a week in this apartment. Why is that better for him? How is that an insult to her? He has to watch her fuck so many dudes now.
I'm sure that's kind of what's been going on for a while anyway. Maybe he likes to watch. They never really established
he has
that.
to watch. He can't participate. He can't fucking jerk off in the closet like some weird, cuckolding porn. He has to watch with a little flaccid little 8-year-old dick that he can't do shit with. What's he gonna do? That's misery. When you're an 8-year-old with an erection, it's fucking misery.
That's a good point. I feel like horror movies that we've seen started off with this concept.
Halloween?
All of them. Fucking every single one of them. It's usually some little kid watching his mom fuck everybody that walks or crawls, and then as soon as people start fucking, out come the red hot pokers and the machetes and chainsaws and whatever the fuck else you can think of.
Yep.
Yes. That's how Michael Myers' sister got killed. She's like nude in front of the mirror, like, they're pretty.
Michael!
Fuck you for being a titty monster, making me can't even jerk off right. Yeah, I'm too young.
You know what one of my favorite parts of that movie is when the dude walks downstairs, she's like, "Are you gonna call me?" And he just kind of looks up slowly. It's like, yeah, whatever, and then just walks out. I'm like, that's funny for even like, what was that supposed to be, like 1950s, 1960s when that happened? Shit just made me laugh. Unintentional laughter.
50s, right? Because it was like what movie year that come out? 76?
Yeah, 77, I believe. Let me double check on that.
No, it wasn't 77.
I think it was 77. No, maybe it wasn't 79, I'm going to say.
81.
6. Fuck you, Frank. 81's the sequel.
Oh, see,
76
78. It's 1978.
78 and 81, right?
Yep.
Okay, so she was born in 1950. Blah, 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 blah. That's when he killed her. 20 years older, right? 20 years earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It tracks.
Kill a bitch once in a while. That's all I'm saying, Frank.
It tracks, yeah.
Yeah.
How many girlfriends did he be killed, Frank? 6, 7?
That I can remember, but there's probably more.
Some of your fucking you don't even remember because they don't fucking matter. If you get a girl that like complains about the macaroni being too hot, you're like, and then you cut yourself. You cut later to you in the desert, burying a bitch. It happens.
And that's why I always rename my girlfriends, so that way you don't know who the hell I'm talking about.
That's a true fact. Frank renamed his wife. Adam, true story. He renamed his wife.
Yep. Her name's
that's how terrible he is as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Sadist. The truth comes out.
And she got back at him deep inside a Holiday Inn, room 214. She got deep inside him.
214.
And just pulverized his insides like Michael Myers to his older sister.
No, she hit that V-spot like a pro, son.
Like a pro. I've never had a girl find my a prostate. I've never had that.
Well, you need a wand where hooks. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know what I need, but I'll never buy it. So it's never happened and probably never will. So it needs like some sort of marital aid. I know I'm not going to find.
When you're together with the same chick for 20 years, you're very comfortable with each other.
I get it.
You know what I mean? And that's when the fun starts.
I'll let you know in 19 years.
Well, Phoenix, I can't wait till you and your girl visit Hampton Inn one of these days. I can't wait to hear this. Just
good news is we're on the fast track. I feel like they're going to be there in like 6 months. So We're good.
Dude.
I'll let you know when we find it.
So the question for you, Frank, is do you have a clip of Phoenix going off the deep end like you did, like he played earlier, so you can play it at his wedding?
I do.
Yeah, it's called Season 1 Without Me.
Damn.
No, I have me on Frank show with us and that weird fucking conspiratorial guy and the iPad on the couch.
Oh yeah. Way Off Topic Radio. and Miles Hendricks.
Miles Hendricks is on the couch on an iPad, and they're talking about him working for Pink Floyd and some shit. And I was like, cool. I'm going to go vomit outside. And I ran outside and I vomited. And I came back and I was like, gotta go, guys. Bye. And I was the drunkest I've been in a long time.
Yeah. And dude, this guy literally said how this is the last time he's ever using social media or anything. And he's going off the grid because fuck everything. And motherfucker bounced.
He'll be back next week.
I have never seen that guy since, and that was 3 years ago.
And yeah, I haven't.
Oh, cool. Good for him. Maybe he joined a commune or something, or he works on a sharecropper on a farm.
Fucking Boozy McMoney tits. It's crazy. He's fucking her like crazy and raising a baby, her ex-husband baby. Kudos to where the fuck you said his name was. I already forgot.
I just remember that because I'll never forget that.
That was one of the weirdest nights of my life, and it wasn't counting me throwing up in my own dog shit, like the dog shit out there in the rocks, and I threw up on top of their shit, and then that doesn't count that part. Everything before that was crazy as shit.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, did you ever end up listening to the rest of that show? Like,
no, because I was embarrassed, and I don't get embarrassed often, but that was one of them where I was like, I was just like, I gotta go. I assume I sound like that.
You were fucked up, dude. You were so drunk.
I was fucked up.
I'm not perfect. I was recording one back in 2010 Star Wars podcast, and a couple people went out for a break, and I was just sitting there waiting, and I guess I passed out, and I was snoring rather loudly, and they recorded all of it, and people were like whispering dirty things into my ears, and they kept all that audio. So that's out there on the net somewhere. It's going to come back and haunt me later, I'm sure.
You see, they're not real friends. Like, at least Phoenix.
No, I guess I don't have any real friends because everybody's got something. Everybody's got some kind of fucking dirt on me. So,
yeah, but I wouldn't air it though. Like,
well, we did. We used to. That's back. We used to record them and then just upload them later to iTunes, like you guys used to.
Yeah, like, I asked him permission to play that clip first.
Yep, yeah, it's cool.
Like, I mean, like Scott, like the one. The last time Phoenix was on my show with Scott and all, like, I never aired that to anybody. There's only a few people that's ever heard that.
I aired it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I aired after the awkwardness.
What?
I aired it after the argument.
You know what? I found it too. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like,
so what you do is you save that for the wedding day, and you play that in lieu of a wedding speech.
It was a really great podcast after everything went down. It really was. But
let's not go down that road.
I'm just saying.
No, you're right though. It was not a bad podcast, but it took a fucking while to get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's any closing thoughts real quick before we do our plugs.
I have the outro.
Real quick before the outro.
Okay.
How do you think this episode ended with Boozy McMoney Tits and the baby, or the 6-year-old, whatever the fuck he was? How do you think this played out after we saw the credits?
Okay.
Adam?
I think they all jumped in a Jeep and drove off into the sunset, and she raised him somewhere in either Arizona or New Mexico.
Frank?
You know what? Kudos, Adam. I like it. Was
great. Quick.
Yeah, I liked it, man. Okay, so this is what I remember when I was like 10, 11, 12, and 13 and 14 that like I was just fucking everything. So
couch.
Oh, the couch was my bitch. All right. Yeah. So
true.
But instead he's got her. Now, whether she's a willing participant or not, I guarantee you either she's basically a willing pedophile husband.
Hear him out, Adam. Frank, continue.
Huh? What happened?
Frank, continue. Adam, open your mind. Frank, go.
Okay. Or, or basically a 10-year-old is raping I guess it would be a 48-year-old woman.
Okay.
That's how I see that playing out.
That's part one, but how do you see that ending?
Oh, the ending?
How do you see this entire story playing out?
Her dying, him being in the prime of his life, and cash in on that insurance.
Okay.
Living like a king.
And just letting him go?
Letting her go.
Well, he can't cash in on that, but she would.
No. He's young, she's old.
Okay. So, Adam, how does yours play out long term?
Well, suppose he's the pedophile, because obviously when he gets old enough to stick it where the sun doesn't shine, he's going to want he likes the younger women. So is he going to go below state law or what's allowed, or kind of makes you wonder. I don't see him ever doinking anybody his own age.
No, because by the time she dies and he's the age that he is, he'll just get a younger woman, but it'll still be legal.
He's going to find another sugar mama, and the cycle's going to start all over again. As far as we know, this might be the third time this has happened.
He won't ever need a sugar mama because, he's rich. Insurance,
It's just like Battlestar Galactica. All this has happened before, and all of it will happen again. Yeah.
I agree with Adam. This is a continuous cycle. How many episodes have we talked about, Frank, where I consider this might be like continuously happening? I think this round, considering what I've seen, she's gonna raise him for about 3 weeks, realize she can't get her hole filled enough, and then smother this little sumbitch with a pillow. Because otherwise, he's watching her fuck 7 dudes a week.
And claim SIDS.
And what?
She'll claim SIDS.
She'll claim he's way too old for SIDS, but she'll claim something. She'll claim he just stopped breathing in the middle of the night. That sort of thing. And then she'll bring in the brother and be like, he died. I don't know what to do. And he'll be like, I know you killed her, you bitch, you boozy McMoney tits bitch. And she'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me fill out that paperwork, and he's filling it out. He's like, I signed it over to you, and she's like, bam, and blows his brains out. And that's where that fucking ends. She has a signature. That's all she needed. And then she just goes off to like Fiji or somewhere weird and lives out the rest of her days fucking rich old dudes. She doesn't need to, but she still fucking does because she's a sleazebag. She's make money tits. And she just does whatever the fuck she wants to do. She just like snorts some weird green shit. Oh, I'm in El Salvador. I'm doing some weird blow. And that's what she does with the rest of her days. It is a fucking blur. She remembers nothing. And she ODs like Sharon Stone in Heat or a casino. And just went down a hallway, just falls over dead. That's what happens to her.
I like that ending too.
Wow, Phoenix. Good God, dude. That was
I'm kind of pissed now. You put way more thought into it than I did. Now I feel like shit. So
you know what I put into this?
I could not come up with that scenario of anything ever just off of the whim of an improv. That congratulate.
That's why he's the improv man, and I'm not.
Well, especially considering all I have written down is
Adam. Another round of applause.
All I have written down is she doesn't have to raise this asshole. That's where, as far as I went with my notes, that's where my brain went with this ending, based off of your guys' responses, and that's where I think this should go. Her dying alone and afraid in a hallway.
So you stood up and the blood rushed to your head, and just all this shit just popped in there all at once.
That's my life.
Okay.
That's my life. That's why I do this show.
Snorting
when Frank mentioned before he joined this show, this is all this shit was before Frank joined.
In Ecuador.
Snorting some Ecuadorian ectoplasm. How about it, Frank?
Some green shit.
Yeah, some weird green shit. Snorting.
Ecuadorian ectoplasm.
Well, part of it is I just watched it. I just watched one of my favorite bands, No Effects. A series called something passport. Where the fuck is it? This is when I think of real things. I can't use words. Backstage Passport, but they snorted green shit in like some country where you're not allowed to do drugs. It's death penalty if you use drugs. They snorted like a green line, and that's all I used. The rest is just what I think should happen.
You know what it was? It was that green chlorophyll shit from Troll 2. That's what they were snorting.
It must have been.
Probably that.
Oh
stuff.
my god!
Oh my god!
And she died. And Robert De Niro's like, "You fucking bitch! You fucking whore!" And that's where he died. More blueberries! And that's all he said. And
Joe Pesci comes in and says, "You fucking prick, you!
You motherfucker, you!
You motherfucker, you!
You Joe motherfucker, you!" I love when he says that.
You like walking around like Lionel Barrymore with your fucking bathrobe.
Oh, I think we're done here, right?
Outro.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Outro. Plug first.
You'll grow a little bit older each day, like any little boy. And you'll perform the process together. As he grows older, you'll be growing old. Now, there's a little poetic justice, Flora, that you should be forced to drink from the same cup. And then when tomorrow comes, there'll be someone younger outside, waiting to come in. Always waiting to come in.
But it isn't fair, Raymond. It just isn't fair. Everything is on his side.
Well, you see, Flora, as you get older, see how wise you get?
It happens to be a fact. As one gets older, one does get wiser. If you don't believe it, ask Flora. Ask her any day of the ensuing weeks of her life, as she takes notes during the coming years, and realizes that the worm has turned. Youth has taken over. It's simply the way the calendar crumples in the Twilight Zone.
Boom.
Did he say, is this the way the calendar crumbles?
He did. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either, because Zickery did not say calendar crumbles.
This is the same guy that was scribbling the number 7 on a cocktail napkin. You're asking these questions? I think we already know the answers.
What Zickery thought about this episode?
I suppose.
It's 2.5. Hold on, 1. Yeah, it's 2 paragraphs. Okay, it's shorter.
And we read from the...
And now the reading of Zickery.
Now I shall read from the book of Zickery. Page 375.
Psalm 69.
Psalm 63. 12, 13, 63. Desperate to keep up with his gold digger wife, wealthy Harmon Gordon begs his doctor brother to inject him with a highly experimental use serum, not his semen. Initially, the doctor refuses, but when Harmon threatens suicide, he reluctantly agrees. At first, the serum effects seem miraculous. Harmon is restored to vigorous young manhood. I also feel the same way after my brother's serum is injected into me. But the formula continues to work.
Same here.
And Harmon regresses into an infant. As the wife starts to walk out, Harmon's brother makes a threat to compel her to stay. Raise Harmon to adulthood, staying with him every minute or be cut off without a penny. Apparently he has that godlike power. Last paragraph. I have to read something for you, Frank, here in a second. But last paragraph, poetic justice of a sort is served at the end of a short drink from a certain fountain, but it would be more satisfying if it were not for the unrecognizable realization that a helpless child is being left entirely at the mercy of someone who is an unfit wife and will almost certainly be an unfit mother. For reasons which are cloudy at this state, This is 4 half-hour episodes which are not in syndication. Considering its wordiness and predictability, however, that is no great loss. Agreed.
And yeah, it does say calendar crumbled. Yeah, okay.
Last paragraph or last sentence. The way the calendar crumbles in the Twilight Zone.
Yep.
Even Zickery was aware of that stupid last line about the calendar crumbling.
Yeah, because normally Zickery writes the entire ending, but he just left that.
Shall I? What did we all learn? Normally, Frank, I do this when you're not here. But Adam, Frank, what did we learn from today's episode of The Twilight Zone as we finish up?
Not to marry a trophy wife.
Frank?
Don't ask your brother to inject yourself with youth serum.
Damn, that's how it's gonna be mine. Let me say that instead. Don't ask your brother to inject you with his hot spermy youth serum and then be surprised when it doesn't go out right. Because he's like, I'm growing younger. And he does this to insinuate chaotic aging or de-aging.
Yeah, he bends over. He bends over like he's got to take a shit.
He does. But like, what the fuck? This episode isn't good. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad though. But it makes me wish season 4 was still going, which is fucking surprising because season 5 sucks compared to season 4.
Well, I mean, Ed Wynn is. Well, hold on. I'm sorry. But you have something to look forward to next week, Phoenix. You know what that is?
I do. 90 years without slumbering.
A new author joins the ranks of the elves and gremlins who supply the imaginative material on the Twilight Zone. His name is Richard DeRoy, and his story is in the best tradition of the program. It stars one of the gentlest and certainly the most able of America's actors, a beloved little fixture on the American scene named Ed Wynn. Next time out on the Twilight Zone, Ed Wynn stars in 90 Years Without Slumbering.
Yep.
90 Years Without Slumbering is next week, as well as Ring-a-Ding Girl.
Ring-a-Ding.
Another back-to-back episode of Twilight Zone next week.
Ring-a-Ding.
We're way the fuck ahead of schedule on Tales from the Crypt, so we're going to put it off for a while until we catch up.
I don't think... Yeah, like, have you released one that Adam and I have done yet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did.
I'm sorry. I'm...
No, it's fine. It's fine if you don't give a shit. It's fine.
Well, at least I'm subscribed.
Frank, it's fine if you don't give a single shit about your own show that you're on.
I do.
No, it's cool.
But
cool. You don't give a single shit about the show. But let's continue. Can we? Please, can you stop obsessing over it?
Sure.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move on with Frank Tears and all. We're going to move on to just say, Adam, where can we find you?
You can find me at www.raidersofthelostflicks.com. Check me out on YouTube every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We review and watch bad movies together. That's what I do.
Frank, where can we find you?
Oh, asleep in the driveway.
Oh, I'm at LIW Studios. Oh, sorry, Frank. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Go ahead. I'm just fucking with you.
No. I.
You can also find.
Continue, Frank.
Asleep in my driveway.
What?
You can find me asleep in my driveway. Phoenix?
Oh, God. I'm going to lose my channel.
What? Continue.
Double LNKZ on Twitter and RedDragonsRadio.com, everybody.
LIWstudios.com, Loitering In Wonderland at gmail.com, Loitering In Wonderland on YouTube. Oh, Boozy McHousewife, thank you. I love you in this episode.
Big Daddy.
What?
Big Daddy.
Oh, sorry. Just came both hands. See me. I agree. No, that's not me. Don't do that, Adam. You had to clear some out of your eye, Adam. Okay. Sorry, I shot Adam in the eye with it. But LIWstudios.com, Loitering In Wonderland, whatever the fuck you are. But yeah, thanks guys for joining us. Who are the fuck? I don't know what the fuck we're doing anymore. We're doing 2 different shows at once, and it's confusing me. But this episode sucked. It's not great. It's not bad. The last episode was fucking terrible. I gave this a tier 2 level. Do you guys agree?
Did you change your rating system?
Tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. I told you about that a while ago.
Oh, you're right.
I'm still learning your rating system, so I'm just going with the 1 out of 10 thing because I don't want to bring cheese curds into it because that's my own rating scale, not part of your show. So 7 out of 10 for me.
Wow, that's tier 1.
Mm-hmm.
Frank?
I give this 2 out of 5 Don Megas.
Frank?
What?
Can you give a human rating system at all?
No.
Out of 10.
Oh, okay.
4.
All right. You're right. I give it 6.5 dicks Don Megas out of 10.
You're the same spot I am. I give it a 5 though, but I give it a tier 2. Sorry, I give it a 6. I give it a tier 2. The last episode, I gave it a 4. I gave it a tier 1. This episode, okay. Okay, so I gave it a tier 2. Tier 2 is tier 1, great, no complaints really, satisfies my Twilight Zone itch. Tier 2, okay, have some complaints, but whatever, it's fine. Tier 3 is, oh, that was rough to get through, which is our last episode, right, Adam?
Yeah.
So that's my rating system as of now. I'm going off the Tom Elliott version with just tier 3, 1, 2, 3. That's all I'm doing now.
Oh, okay.
So that way, at the end, I have them all categorized.
Because, like, a lot of times, the worse the Twilight Zone is, the more funny content we could have for it. But
this is true.
But sometimes they're so bad, there's just nothing you can do, and doesn't even provide you with funny content because you're just so mad.
That was the Phantoms.
That was all
for me.
4. That's why it took us a year to get through 16 episodes.
Well, we'll think about it like this. The last episode, which you think would be full of jokes and whimsy, was 40 minutes, 50 minutes. This episode, which was, okay, hour 54 right now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, shit. I got to get back to work.
Exactly. So,
until
next time, in the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Adam Wilcox.
I'm Frank Lynx, 3rd now.
I guess he's 3rd now.
You know what? I deserve to be 3rd because it's his channel. I was asleep.
Yeah.
You're right, Adam.
If he's on your 3rd, I'm sorry.
All right. You want to do it over again so you feel better?
Don't do it over.
Hold on. No.
Not doing it over. I deserve to be 3rd.
Until next time. In the meantime, I'm Phoenix West. Oh, this is awkward. I'm Frank Lynx. And I'm Adam Wilcox. So long, citizens.
Now it's all better now.
I'll sound like the same voice. That was bizarre. So long, citizen.
Nice.
Toodles.
Later, peoples.
Dainty pinky wave.